It's that time of the week. It's Wolfpack Wednesday. What's going on, everybody? Too sweet to everybody out there. Hot Toys Hotline is joining us tonight for episode 88. He's got to breathe. He's got to breathe.
Whew.
It's good to have him as a special guest. Welcome, boys. Welcome, Hotline. Welcome, chat. Episode 88. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Hump Day.
It's great to be here. Great to be here. With these fine
You're stay
gentlemen.
with your chest, bro. You're a guest, man.
Well, dude, I just made my face pure red. I'm
Hold
out
on.
of breath, bro.
Hold on. We've done Hot Toys Hotline a disservice.
Restart the show. I was wondering you were gonna do that.
We're
guys.
gonna restart this,
Yeah.
and
Sorry, it's been a while.
let me just see something here. Where is this here? I'm just gonna pull everybody out. We'll be right back, guys.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome tonight's Wolfpack special guest, making his way to the stream, a YouTube superstar and friend of the Jedi Knights Watch. Please welcome
Hot Toys Hotline joining us tonight. Welcome, sir.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be here. I really couldn't thank you enough for the grand entrance. I didn't deserve a second take, but like I said, wasn't prepared for it. But it's great to be back. It's awesome to be here with you guys. I wish Brick could be here with us. I was fooled, dude. Like, I saw the thumbnail, and I didn't realize that you just put everybody on the thumbnail every single time. And I told Steve, I was like, can't believe it's going to be all five of us. He's like, it's not. I was like, oh man, I wish Brick was here, but I know Brick's here in spirit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always fun to watch you guys, always fun to chat with you guys on the side, and it's great to be here. Great to see everybody in the chat. So,
Well, it's good to have you. And yes, unfortunately, I like to have everybody included, even if they can't make the show that night, just because they are still part of the Wolfpack. But you're not replacing him tonight, so I don't want you to get all nervous and stuff. Be your own person. Nobody could replace Brick Artemis, but I do want to give a quick shout out to him and congratulate him on his new arrival. Little baby Brick has arrived. So everybody just shout him out on Instagram, shout him out in the chat, and give him a congratulations to baby number 3. So really awesome news. He's going to be taking some time to kind of get settled. So in the meantime, we got, of course, Figures in Fandom, DLO The Collector, and then tonight, our special guest, Hot Toys Hotline. We're going to bring you guys the entertainment because Hot Toys doesn't seem to want to, because it is that lull of the year. So we're going to be bringing you the fun, bringing you the entertainment. We've got Captain America to talk about tonight. We also want to hear from you in the chat. What questions do you have? What topics do you want to talk about? Because this is going to be pretty low-key hangout tonight. But we also have a lot of Hot Toys Versus to play. It's been a minute, guys, since we've played that. So I thought it was the perfect time to kind of bring that back to the show. Connor, I can't remember. Have you played that before? Did we play that on your last visit?
I want to say yes, but also like Brick does his little thing, and I'm like,
That's
I
right.
don't know if I'm getting confused with
Top
what
or bottom, baby.
Right, I don't know if it was top or bottom. I'm remembering. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Either way, I'm not prepared. That's a good
Connor's
thing.
like, everybody's got their own gimmick.
It's the same but different.
Right.
Oh man, we're gonna have a good show. I want to start out by, we'll say hi to everybody in the chat, but I want to start out by just asking Hot Toys Hotline a question here. It's an early in the year, but what's been your high point so far this year in collecting? What has just brought you the most joy so far? Whether it's been maybe something that was announced, something that you got, that is in your collection now. Maybe there's just a direction you're taking the display that you're just really hyped about. What's your high point so far of 2025?
So figure wise, honestly, probably the in-art stuff so far. Like the Paul Atreides is like, I love the figure. Like, it looks like I got a bunch of random shit on my desk, which I kind of do, but I usually try to keep the cool stuff on my desk here and there just because it's like my thing I've always done. But the in-art Paul Atreides is such a great figure, and then the Ron as well. I got that recently, and I got my Batman, but it's like I love that figure. but you know, Steve knows my journey with that Batman figure and how long it took for me to get it and everything like that. So it's like, I'm excited for it, but had I got it like 6 months ago, I'd be way more excited. You know what I mean? At this point, it was just like, I just want to get it, man. And then like right now, like, and I've been saying this a lot on my streams and then to like everybody that I chat with on the side, but like, I've been moving a lot of stuff out of the collection to make room for other things.
Yeah.
So like I kind of realized a lot of my Marvel stuff, and I think, you know, I don't want to speak for Steve, but he's kind of realized that as well. Like we both kind of took a look at our Marvel stuff and we're like, dude, like a lot of this I don't need, you know? And I feel like Marvel, I was trying so hard to like build a Avengers Assemble display, and then I realized like half the figures there, I'm like, these look outdated now. I don't want them anymore, you know what I mean? I'd rather get rid of them. Hot Toys will do maybe another version of them eventually, or even if they don't, you know, once you box it up, you know, you got to be happy with that decision. So I've been very happy doing that. I've made a lot of space for other Marvel stuff, like, you know, the Winter Soldier and the new Cap, the new 2.0 Stealth Suit Cap, I guess 3.0 if you want to count the Endgame version. So that's kind of my current journey, is, you know, cutting out the stuff that I don't look at but once every 2 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's easy to be like, oh, I'm so glad I have all these characters, but how often do you look at that $200 plus figure? And if it's not that often, maybe you shouldn't have it. And that's kind of like the standard I'm trying to hold myself to. And it's funny, like when I was selling figures off, people were like, are you quitting collecting? I'm like, dude, if you only knew how small of a dent I've made by selling the amount of figures I had, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's where I am with it right now. And I'm really, really excited about the caustic plastic stuff. If I had to say like the pre-order I'm most excited for, it's that Frankenstein's monster that's about to go up. Like I love classic Universal horror, and I'm a big horror fan. So, and you know, they're doing the Crow and they're doing Conan the Barbarian. There's just so many cool things they're doing. So really, really excited about that company right now. So I'm enjoying the teases and stuff from them, and I'm really excited for all the pre-orders coming from them pretty soon. And in art as well. You know, I think the Walking Dead figures, I think they said, should be going up shortly after Chinese New Year. So that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and hopefully InArt can kind of kick it up a notch when it comes to not only speed of getting things out, but how many, like quantity, and kind of start gaining a little bit of momentum there too. I think that would really help them out a lot. You know, you mentioned getting, you know, kind of making room for stuff coming in the future. And I think a lot of us get to that point. This is year 5 for me. I'm going into year 5. And recently I splurged a little bit, but also during that splurge, I realized like I'm running out of room. Like, if you guys know me, like my style is space, you know, like having things balanced, but also having like space for figures to breathe. And I've had to cram some figures a lot tighter than I'd like to. And I think we all get to that point where eventually we got to like make these tough decisions. And I guess, what do you guys think? Like, do you think that's just par for the course? Like, got to get rid of stuff? Or do you think it's like one of those things that you really have to reflect on and make tough decisions? Or are you guys good at being like, nope, moving on from this and kind of like cutting ties and just being like okay with it? Or do you kind of back and forth a little bit? Is a tough decision for you to move on from figures? What do you think, DLO? I know you've been in the game a long time. You've probably had to kind of, you know, do that once or twice. What's the word that they call that? What's the term? Curate.
Yes, curate, purge, whatever you want to call it there. But yeah, it's just all part of the growing process of a, you know, an ever evolving collection, right? It's funny you mentioned that. I remember back when Steve was doing his one-on-one interviews and he had me on his show for one of those here, I told him like your collection is not, you remember this, right?
It's called the Collector Tour, DLO. Thank you.
All right. It was also called Evil Sneaker. So I mean, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up.
He ain't wrong.
But all the same, though, I mean, I remember he asked me a very similar question, and I just kind of answered like, you know, your collection is not a museum, right? It's not designed to just be an archive of what has been, right? It's more of a kind of an expo, kind of like you're almost like you're presenting whatever your new latest work is. It's always evolving. It's never going to truly say, unless you're that disciplined, which I've not met that collector yet to really say that's really possible for us when we want so much and we are limited by our budgets and our space. But for me, it's just like, when it comes to that, yes, it's a natural progression. Once you are past the honeymoon stage of where all you have is space and you can just buy whatever is hot and what everybody's excited about, then you really got to sit down and really think about the next one. That's when, yeah, you're going to have to make necessary sacrifices, right? And they're not necessarily bad ones. It's more like you've outgrown that particular figure or figures, right? That line possibly. And now it's time to kind of move it on to the next focus that you have there. So, you know, for me, I keep it very simple. It might not seem simple, but it's very simple to me. Star Wars, I'm an OT guy. So, you know, let's say that happens to me. There's a 2.0. Yep. High five. There's a 2.0 that's, you know, on the horizon. Well, you know, I'm not going to get rid of OT. I'm just simply going to replace it for the next one if that's what I want to do. If the 2.0 is worth going for, I'm going to replace it and, you know, send the other one away to somebody else that may want it there. But it's really just going to be one of those things where, like, wherever you are in your journey, it's always good to kind of stand back, look at everything, assess it, and see which direction you want to take it from there. And if you're in love with what you have, don't feel the need to have to switch it because everybody else is excited about the new thing. You know, stay in your ground and stick with what you want. But if it's something that you're 100% wanting to look forward to, you're going to have to make that necessary choice and decide which one's going to stay and which one's going to go. So that's how it goes.
Steve, do you think it's possible to absolutely love a figure, but then over time fall out of love with that figure and then move on from it? Or do you think if you move on from it, you never loved it to begin with?
I would go with the latter. I think it depends. I think it really depends. Like, I haven't really gotten to that point where I've had a figure. I feel like when, like, stuff that I've sold really hasn't been a lot, and it's stuff where pretty much I get to the point where if I get like to that spot where I'm like, I'm thinking about selling this, or I might sell it, all of the figures I feel like that I've gotten to that point with, I've sold. I feel like that's like my breaking point of like, this one might be on the chopping block. Then it's probably going to go at this point because there's too much coming out that I want. There's a lot of stuff that's just coming out this year. And like the perfect example is like I just sold that exclusive comic Spider-Man that like just I'm at a point where it doesn't really fit. You guys know my history with Spider-Man figures. You just don't get along with me. So I'm shifting my focus, like I talked about last time, more to like the Toby trilogy and more going actually like the kind of like a custom route with those of having just like a very select amount for that. Star Wars is like, you guys already know Star Wars is my main thing. So that's more of a like larger scale, but everything else I'm really more trying to be careful of only getting like the main version of the figure or the character that I want, other than Batman. I am like spreading out. Marvel's really like the outlier
you guys are
here.
scoring points tonight. Let's go.
Marvel's really the outlier. Like Connor brought up, like there's stuff that I'm just being so picky about Marvel, and it seems like it's a matter of time before they start redoing more stuff from Marvel. So like, and I've been waiting for stuff like Batman
anniversary coming up for IF Endgame, stuff like that. Like we're getting close to that too. So
yeah, like, and I think there's been a rumor for a while about them redoing like the original Avengers, right? Like, so I'm just waiting to see what 2025 brings for Marvel. I'm not like Guardians has been on my, like I've been watching Guardians for a while, but anyways, I'm kind of just, like I feel like I'm at a point now where I have, with how my stuff is set up, I feel like I have a little bit more of a clear vision of what the outcome is going to be, if that makes sense. Versus it was like, I bought my first set of cases. Oh, this is what I want to do. Then I got like my second set in and it was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And now I have like my full, I feel like final form cases. I'm like, okay, some of this stuff might not fit. Like you got to make cuts somewhere. And then like, or it could fit, but I want to prioritize something else. And it's really hard because like Star Wars is growing at such a rapid rate. Like I just had to dedicate a whole entire case to Ahsoka right here and move stuff around. So it's just like other things are going to go to the side for Star Wars. And then Batman, I still have yet to have a Dark Knight Batman figure since I've been collecting because I'm waiting for the Dark Knight Rises Armory. Like I passed on the DX19 for all this time and I've been waiting patiently. So like Dark Knight, I'm just now building that out. So yeah, I feel like kind of long-winded answer, but it's tough, man. There's no really like Deal said, it's not really like cut and dry. Like it's really, you gotta like really it like changes over time. But I feel like I'm probably now more than ever, I feel like I have a better idea of what I want to do. And that's,
I mean, I definitely feel like you can enjoy a figure for a time, But then, with that all, with all these seasons, we change to, or like, I feel like with some of these that have been around a long time, that maybe start to age a little bit more, you start to kind of like, you see all like the Jack Sparrow, like that just came out. And then, you look at some of these other figures that could really use a 2.0. And I feel like sometimes maybe you start to think like, it's not as good as it used to be. But it doesn't take away the time that we had together, but now it's time to go type of thing. So
I feel like it's got to be like really a high level figure on my list to not get rid of it if there's a 2.0. Like Connor and I were talking about this. Connor, remember when I sold my episode 3 Anakin? Because I was like, I don't need sculpted. I'm going to get the artisan. You're like, I'm never going to get rid of that figure because Anakin's like my favorite character, right? I'm not going to get rid of my Anakin stuff. That's how I am with Obi-Wan. Like A New Hope Obi-Wan, if that inevitably gets 2.0, I'm probably like, I don't want to get rid of that figure. Just because like Obi-Wan is like my favorite character. So I feel like those special circumstances are a little bit different. Otherwise, it's really hard to like want to keep something that's dated when a much better version is
2.0s trump everything in my book.
Yeah.
The only thing that maybe won't be is BVS, because that was the first ever figure I got. And that's why
So like
everything
strong
else,
connection.
unless it's like a Chewie, like we talked about kind of last week, like Chewie's you have Chewie from A New Hope. The new one is actually Empire Strikes Back. So like that's a little different. But if we're talking straight 2.0, for me, if it's warranted, I'm just always going to move on from it.
What's crazy is like this is the only hobby that I'm aware of, at least I've been involved in, where like the 2.0 is more desirable than the original, which is so weird. But
Right.
it's not a matter of that we don't like the original. I mean, it was good for its time, but there's been advancements. There's things that naturally, from having something, seeing something for as long as you do, for as many times as you have it for, how long you have it for, excuse me, you start to pick out the imperfections, and you're starting to make reasons why you should upgrade as well too. So it's just one of those things where like with this particular hobby that we're all involved in here, it's become more of a, we've been trained more to understand that, hey, like nothing is forever. Like these are high end, but we need to leave out the collectible part of it there, because
stocks.
eventually it's gonna plateau, and then eventually it's gonna go down once the nicer, newer version of your figure comes out. So it's inevitable, but that shouldn't mean that we should not appreciate what we have as well too. Like I want to be very clear about that. Like because what you don't lose when you get rid of a figure, however long you've had it for, is you don't lose the memory of that. You don't lose the story of how you came to acquire this here. Maybe it was a too good to be true deal and you couldn't pass up, so you had to get it, even though you didn't have the budget for it, but you're so happy you got it because you got it for a great deal, and you're so glad you didn't listen to that one review guy who gave your figure a shitty review, and you got it in person. It's like the best thing you've had. I mean, those moments, no matter how long you keep that figure, that's always going to be yours. Like I think that's the message that really needs to be out there as far as that, because we're going to eventually give up our favorite figure. It's inevitable. Right. Graham is not going to keep that BVS. I don't care what he says right now. He believes that now, but a year from now, 2 years from now, that's going to change. Steve,
well, if it starts peeling, then it's out the door.
Well, it's inevitable. Like at this point, I think it's clear to me, myself, for as long as I've been doing this for, is that every time I sat down and said, I will never, ever sell this figure, I turn my back now and that figure's not there. That's just the harsh reality of it there. We have it with best intentions. We want to say we're going to keep these figures, but at some point, they all have their expiration date. And it's not a terrible thing. You had a good time, right? Think of it as like a relationship. You had a great relation with this person, but it's time to move on. I think Hammer God just said it, so I'm going to steal his line. It's not you, it's me. I need to move on. So it's all good. I mean, it's fun, where we get to talk about this stuff. We have to have a good time. We pose our figures, we take photos of our figures, we share with our friends online. But eventually it's got to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's where I'm at right now with this kind of conversation. Does it make you less of a collector before anybody says anything like that?
Yeah. You never know. Kind of touchy subject there. But Connor, are you a football fan?
I'm not. No, I'm not. Like
Okay.
I like casually support my team, which is the Ravens, obviously, because I'm from Maryland. But I'm not like. And I watched Super Bowl. I went over to my buddy's house and watched Super Bowl. That was a fun time. But I'm not like a big football guy now.
So, like, collecting hot toys reminds me of like fantasy football. DLO, you might be able to agree with me on this one, but it's more like dynasty football, or so like in a dynasty you keep your player year over year, right? So when he's
Good
young,
analogy.
he's young and he's a superstar and you love the times you're having with him. And then all of a sudden, like he gets to be 28, 29, 30 years old. And you know, that cliff is there. So like that 2.0 is coming. The next rookie, you got to get out before, you know, that next one comes in. And then like, he's too old and now nobody wants him and he's not worth anything. It's kind of the same thing. Like, and that's why I say like stocks, like they're only, they go up, but then they come down. And Hot Toys kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like a New Hope Luke, like, you know, like something soon is probably going to be coming, like a 2.0 eventually. And
that's like the third episode where you bring up that one. So you really want to, you're wishing that
you just bought it.
I just bought him and I know it's coming.
It's so weird. Like, you see, this is what we're talking about, ladies and
gentlemen. But he's on the cusp,
man,
you know?
He's just on
that ledge and he could drop.
He's ready to be hurt.
But I don't know. It just
don't say that, dude. I have two of that one. Don't say that.
Well, you know what I was thinking though. You know, I only have one, but if the 2.0 comes, I'll just put the helmet on him, right? So
there you go.
I have one with the helmet with the training droid, and then I have one with the stormtrooper belt because that's like my favorite look for Luke.
That's what I did with mine too.
So I got a couple figures like that, like my Imperial Jyn Erso. I was thinking I was playing around putting them away. And I was saying to myself, man, if they ever 2.0 this one, I'll just throw the helmet on. It's all good. I don't have to, you know. So yeah, it's true. It's true. There's ways to repurpose.
Said he'd do that with his stormtroopers in disguise.
Yeah. Luke and Han, those helmets are going on the moment
they're troopers.
They 2.0 those.
There you go.
Yeah,
for sure.
Man. Hey, well, that's a good intro conversation to the show. Let's see who's joining us tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button. We got 64 starting the show with us. Appreciate you guys showing up week in and week out. We got Willie Lenz bringing the fire tonight. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Channel member Adric23, good evening. Another channel member, Valkyrie Magnus. Wolfpack Wednesdays, my favorite part of the week. Good evening, Graham, DLO, Steve, and Brick. Tonight, it's Hotline. Wow, Doc okay. Bat. Good evening, friends. Good evening to you. Queso Blanco, what's the good word? Too sweet to you. Thank you for being here. Clinton Martin, what's going on, my friend? One Adam 12, another friend and supporter of the channel. Good evening, Wolfpack. Got my tickets to see Captain America tomorrow night. Expectations are low, so if it's mid, I'll be happy. I started watching a review on that already, and so I kind of know where it's going to fall short and stuff like that. I still want to see it, but like you, kind of expecting it to be mid. So we got Ro in the house. What up? What up? We got Toy Collector. Happy Wednesday. AJ is here. Greetings, friends. Nomar, good to see you. What's going on, Wolfpack? Nick's Collectibles. Always fun to have this guy in the chat. Sup, guys? Christian Crosshair Cooper. What's going on with you? Good evening. Happy Wednesday, Darth Kibbles. Thank you for being a channel member. We got Jose Plus. What's up, fellas? Too sweet, Jose. Thank you for being here. X-Man. Always good to have this guy in the chat as well. What up, Fulios? The movie canon Geo, another good friend. Hope you're doing well, Geo. We got Tighter FL, one of the newer channel members. Appreciate this guy. This guy and I have been hitting it off. We're talking on the side. We're talking OT. Man, it is a love fest. BFFs in the making. So love talking OT.
Good
so
dude.
If anybody wants to know the weight of my heart, let's talk OT. Let's see. Derek is here as well. Another channel member. Good evening, Wolfpack. Received my Sideshow notices for Modern Suit Batman with Batcycle and Spider-Man 2 Venom. Whew.
Damn.
That's going to be a good haul for you when those things arrive. I don't remember if I said hi to Clinton before, so I'm going to say hi to him again. What's going on, Clinton? Thank you for being here. Field of Burn, good evening. Adrian, we got the W stream going on. And look who it is, Brick Artemis. Did someone say top or bottom? What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for dropping in. Curtis Booth, another friend of the channel. Hey, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. It is now that I'm hanging out with my friends and you guys in the chat. We got Pokemon Goober, Brandon. What up, boys? Universal Key, good evening. Hello, hello. It's good to see everybody in here. Fad Gadget, the biggest news for me in 2025 is the Universal line from Caustic Plastic. All right. I think for my 2025, I kind of told you guys this, but 2025 is the year of OT for me. All in.
You did not. Definitely didn't mention that one.
Yeah,
All in.
all two of them.
Graham,
huh?
my prediction is Graham will have a Jabba by the end of March.
Oh, dude. I was asking Denobi. I messaged Denobi and I asked him, like, is this thing still hold? Does it hold true? Is it worth getting? He said it's one of his favorite pieces in the collection. He said, beware.
Wow.
Hot Toys could do this. And I said, that's kind of what I was thinking. But just throwing that out there.
Big praise. Well, I guess we'll see you next week.
Cool.
We got Striker 47, Too Sweet Wolfpack. Looking forward to the fan event in IMAX for Captain America tomorrow. Question for the chat. If you had to keep one female figure in your collection and the rest are gone, who would it be? Why don't we all tackle that one too? If anybody wants to go first, I'm going to kind of peruse through the collection. One female figure.
I know mine.
Go ahead, Connor.
A New Hope Princess Leia. That's my
That's a good
favorite
one.
look for Leia. And just like Steve, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. If you can't tell, I'm in my Star Wars collecting room right now. But yeah, A New Hope Princess Leia. The figure might be a little bit outdated, but she still looks great. And that is my favorite look for Princess Leia, and probably for most people. But yeah, that I would never get rid of that one. Never, DLO.
Never?
Never. I'm getting rid of that. Unless if they do another one, I will.
Well,
sell it.
yeah.
I'm not gonna cap like Graham. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is my first figure.
Oh, man.
It sucks being the old guy in the group where it's just like, I want to listen to my buddies talk and believe them, but I'm like, he doesn't know yet, but he won't. It's okay. It's okay. That's such a hard question, man. I don't know. Because, Leia sounds out for me too. But, I mean, there's other ones, man. Oh, man.
Black Widow, Guardians,
No, she can go.
Fennec, S tier figure.
Fennec is great.
Yeah,
but
but
she
over
can go.
Leia.
She can go.
I don't know.
Dude, you guys are going to hate me for this here because you just think
Here
I'm
we
just
go.
I'm riding the band. But I love that freaking She-Hulk, dude. I don't know. I know. I mean, I'm gonna die on that hill, dude. I like that She-Hulk a lot, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Now, is this? Can I say that's gonna be the one I'll keep? I don't know. I'm thinking her right now. If I had to think of one, but damn, I should probably look back.
I think that's
before.
hype talk, and that's just the hype.
Do you have
talk.
Harley Quinn in your collection? You're a big DC guy. Do you have a Harley?
No, I'm waiting for my artisan one.
So you
I
get an
sold
artisan one,
my
okay.
my
Do you have a
original
Leia?
artisan. I do. I have.
And you're
a lot
keeping
of Leias.
She-Hulk.
I have all the.
That's
Leias.
sad. That's
No. I didn't land on She-Hulk. I'm saying I'm thinking She-Hulk right
All right,
now,
we need a
but-
definitive answer. We're putting you
Yeah.
on the spot.
Steve, you got yours while he's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I would agree with Connor. Like, a New Hope Leia is like, that's really the only Leia. If I needed, I would, that would be it. But I will pick a different one. Graham, I'm so sorry, bro, but dude, that Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman, man.
Damn it, I was just looking at my Wonder Woman too.
Bastard.
If I mean, we know another one is coming from InArt, which is probably going to be, my guess is probably going to be really good. But that figure, if it was just left at that figure is crazy, man. I'll go out and say that.
One of the biggest
Leia,
regrets in my collecting journey.
That A New Hope Leia, man, it's just my like Connor. I agree with you 100%. And I got a good memory because Graham came over and saw it, and then he bought it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it looks
That
great,
was a
man.
lot.
It looks really good.
Yeah, like the Wonder Woman
Love
is
that look.
definitely a better figure, objectively. Like, it's a better figure,
Right.
but iconic and, the princess as Princess
Yeah.
Leia. But I would agree. WB 100 is definitely a better figure. It's a much newer figure, newer technology for sure.
That Leia though is like you do. That's like, yeah, that's always been to me. Any version of Princess Leia, like that is the iconic version
definitive one there.
in my mind. Like when you look at Leia, what she represents and like that movie and how she is in that movie and that outfit and stuff is just, I feel like her standing up to Darth Vader and stuff, dude. Such a badass. And
But I was thinking Leia as well too. But honestly, I was thinking like from a figure perspective, not necessarily like from a nostalgic. I say the best Leia out there is Hoth Leia, in my opinion. I like
That's
her
on my
way
radar
more.
too, boys. Next week she could be here. Who knows?
I actually don't have that one. I do need that
I
one.
don't have it either.
You don't have it either, Steve?
No,
I
man.
thought you did.
No,
I could have sworn you
man.
did.
no, I never bought it
Three
because it was like
snowtroopers.
$350 plus.
Yeah, it still is. It still is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Well,
I'm kind of hesitant on Leia now because all this artisan stuff.
Wait. You're going Hoth Leia? Wait, what did you? Okay, no, you're doing WB. What are you doing there, DLO?
I'm going Hoth. I talked myself into it there.
I'm sticking with Leia, but actually, I'm going a different direction too. I'm going old Leia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going Endor Leia.
That's
I really like that
great
one.
figure too.
I have that one. Yeah.
Cool
Yeah, I
figure.
like that
Great
one a lot, too. Honestly, can't go wrong with a Princess Leia. But that's a good question. That's a tough one. That's a tough
Bespin
one.
Leia sucks. I'll say it. No one else will.
I was gonna say if you were to pick one, it wouldn't be the Bespin Leia.
Yeah.
Unless it was the Bespin Escape, which they did tease and nothing ever happened.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
gosh,
Yeah,
I hope
that
that
one
one
That's got to happen, man.
Got to be
Yeah.
coming.
That's a sick look. I like that one.
That's
a
the
lot.
one.
I love that
That's
look.
the one reason why I'm kind of like iffy about Hoth Leia, even though it's still a different look. I don't know. I really want that Escape Leia. That's the one I
Yeah.
really want.
The Bespin Escape Leia, I think, is just the Hoth Leia with the coat and everything taken off. It's just that
Different pair of
And the
shoes
boots,
too.
Yeah,
Like no
different
boots.
different
Yeah.
shoes, yeah. But it's basically
But
the same
people have
thing.
customized that. You can because I
Yeah,
think
because it has it underneath. Like that.
I'm just wondering what boots
Hoth
they've
figure.
used. It's not from A New Hope, is it? Because those are taller boots, right? Or unless they go under the
know.
pants, doesn't matter.
They do go under the pants, but I don't know. I'm not sure what boots they use, but
Yeah, they're like heels almost actually.
Yeah. Good question. Good question. All right, let's keep moving here. We got Hammer of God, double down. Get more figures. I like that. And he says evening Wolfpack in chat. We got Brad Cormack in the house, channel member. Thank you for being here. Tighter FL says OT for life. We got Ryan Stadler. What's up, guys? What's going on, Ryan? Let's see. When you showcase a better mall versus DX16, yes. Talking about 2.0s there. We have Collection Obsession, channel member, throwing out that Graham emoji. We got Lael, Too Sweet, MD in the house. What's going on? Let's see. Ryan says, how the hell do they skip over Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary? Give us a Han, but not a Chewbacca. That's a very distinctive difference from Jedi Chewie from any other. You guys have any thoughts on that?
probably was more difficult to make. So they're like, screw it, let's do the Empire one.
Yeah.
Because Return of the Jedi one, he has that like wider look to his head, the way the hair is.
Yeah,
sort
it kind of flows. Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you look at like the 3.75 and 6-inch versions they've done, it looks so goofy because it's a very difficult hairstyle. So they're probably like, nah, screw that. Which, to be fair, I personally was much more happy getting the Empire Strikes Back one because that's the one that I always wanted with C3PO
Yeah,
on his
agreed.
back. So I'm happy with that. But of course, if they do a Return of the Jedi, I'm gonna buy it. I would love to see that, but that's probably why, in my opinion.
It's kind of precedence too, because you gotta remember, like, they did a 2.0 for Bespin Luke as well too, so they're kind of still playing around with Empire at the same time, so they're kind of juggling both of them. But yeah, we definitely need more Return of the Jedi stuff. Personally, I think we got a lot left from that movie that we can absolutely either remake or make, like that Jabba.
I have 8 figures, and I'm only missing the Royal Guard. Like, that's all there
I don't
is.
have Royal Guard either. I don't know
No
why
Royal
I
Guards?
passed on that.
I won't do
passed
it.
on
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not
time,
paying.
I don't know why I do. It's because I
I'm not
I
paying
know
that
why.
much.
I had Detolfs and I had the Emperor with the throne, and back then I was like, dude, no way, this is gonna look so stupid with the Royal Guard in there, and I never bought them. And I remember watching them just slowly disappear from Sideshow's website, and I never bought them.
That's
now
the
I'm like,
worst.
yeah.
They sat for a while too. I
Well,
remember.
now they're 400 plus right now, and then I really feel like you need 2. That's like
I
one
just saw one pop
few
up on
needed
BFT
pairs.
for $325. Shit.
I still
wouldn't
can't.
pay that either.
I just
I
can't.
The other
really
the other
That's
thing
the
is
hardest Star Wars figure to
this is the
justify
thing.
that I do.
This is the
Yes.
thing right now, though, is that's like, say it's $325 right now. That thing, if it gets reissued, they're gonna pop that thing at $280, and you're gonna pay $320 out the door probably
Well,
all
I might
said and done
not.
for that figure. Or you
I
might
would
not,
pay
I guess,
that
if it
for-
sits. But like
It's
that
not
thing's
only
gonna
that
be
it's the trooper.
$270, $280 once it comes out again. Like in the future, if they reissue it, that's where we're at now. So like
That's
you're
like
gonna
the
pay
last one
close
I'm
to
gonna
that.
get.
You're gonna pay close to that regardless. Like if they reissue it.
That's a great point, but honestly, I'd rather pay the extra $20-$40 to get it brand new at that point.
Right, brand new,
Yeah, sure.
or the one that
But-
John touched with his booger fingers. You know what I mean?
But
You gotta make
you
sure.
got you better you just gotta hopefully you don't have to you don't have to just play the
Happy
waiting game.
tissues or sad tissues?
But the issue with the Royal Guard for me is Trooper, very limited scenes, very limited with what you're going to do with him. He stands there holding his weapon. with like other troopers, at least like I can do things with them. They're more prominent in the movie. I don't know, like Royal Guard, it's literally like paying $400 for a 6-scale statue. I don't know.
I definitely need it. I'm with Steve.
radar.
I need
want
it.
it.
It's iconic. It's
Right
you gotta
here,
have
baby.
it with the throne.
Delo's got 2.
I've got
Delo's
3
being quiet
Praetorian
over here.
guards.
I'm just like, yeah, I don't want. I'm
Delo's like, I'm
out
gonna
of this
keep my mouth
conversation.
shut.
Trust me. I
Man,
look at my 3
that sucks,
I
Praetorian
need
dude.
guards.
backup. I need backup, Delo. Delo's got
I
it
mean,
sitting
I'm
on
good.
2.
I got both. I got them retail.
Dude, it's a cool figure, man. And like when they reissue, it's not going to be anything different. It's the same. It's going to literally be the exact same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Identical.
The exact same thing, man. It's cool.
Connor, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying, like, I look at my Praetorian guards and it just makes me sad because I'm like, I have the budget version of the Royal Guards. In my collection.
Praetorian from Last Jedi Praetorian or
I have 2
Mando?
Mando ones and I have 1 Last Jedi one. I have the double blade Last Jedi.
Let me tell you, I love those Last Jedi figures for Praetorian. Those are like
They're
the
sick.
only figures that honestly still hold value on the aftermarket. They're some of the best ones ever made. I used to have
it's
4.
a dope figure.
I had 4 of those.
I only got 1 because like a buddy of mine got a waitlist conversion out of nowhere in like 2021, and he's like, I don't want this. I was like, sure, I'll take it. It was bought for retail.
Yeah, man, because they were cool. Because I mean, each one came with like 2 different styles of weapons and 2 different helmets as well too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had 4. I had them all. It was the only thing that I was proud of from my collection of Last Jedi figures I had back in those days.
Yeah.
Steve, don't hear what I'm not saying. I want the Royal Guard. I don't want to pay that kind of money for it.
I know. I get it, man. I mean,
Well,
I'm
once
gonna
you
get
guys buy
like
the-
Hoth Leia
then-
first. I'm gonna get probably
Dude,
Jabba.
I get
first.
it. This is the
Isn't
same
there a
reason why I've
kit
been
for
holding
that as
off
well
on stuff.
too? You can buy.
Yeah, people
they're
are
putting
putting that in the
chat.
comments.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
Jan toys for 150
Yeah.
bucks.
There you
It
go.
feels dirty. I don't know.
I feel
Dirty.
I don't know.
I just had a feeling.
I
No,
want
I
it. I
agree.
don't want to pay for it, and I'm certainly
Dude,
not going to go third party. Ill.
I'm sure we can all name figures that
better
were
than
like,
that.
yeah, I've just like there's figures I've been sitting on for a while. Like one random figure that I've been like haven't bought is like Bo-Katan. I do not have a
That's
Bo-Katan
weird.
in my
And
collection.
she's so
Weird.
cheap. You can get her
just
so
haven't.
cheap on Facebook.
It's just not the right time. There's just too much stuff. Like it's just not the right time. One
Did
day,
you guys
though.
pay 150 for IG-11?
I paid
all in?
160, I think, for him. Yeah,
I
oh,
paid,
yeah.
Retail.
I
He's
paid
under-
retail. Yeah.
He looks so great in the Mando case, man.
Dude, the IG-12 is so nice. That no one talks about that figure. It's a great figure. I love it. I bought it because I really wanted all of the accessories and stuff for like the melted rotary cannon stuff. I love that figure. It's awesome. It's really
Yeah.
cool. It feels
Yeah.
nicer. It feels nicer than the other one.
Figures and Fandom celebrating 17 months of channel membership.
dude.
What a guy. What a guy. Brings back my Maul DX17 memories. Appreciate you, Steve. Appreciate you.
First channel member, let it be known, people.
First
Forgot
one.
Graham.
First one. All
Still
right.
haven't subbed.
Channel member, but not subbed.
Let's see. Toy Collector says Wonder Woman 84 for him. Love that figure. Ooh, Asajj Ventress.
Please.
Ooh, Hera also low key lit. And WB 100. Let's see here. We got 1/6 Star Wars. Pimpazoid, what's up? Hot Toys has been pretty quiet this week. So you think anything dropping tonight? I'm gonna say no.
I'll say yes.
Yes.
I think they will.
Ooh. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here. I'll be
Not
right.
too late to change your mind, Jedi.
Tighter FL, he just picked up Hoth Leia. Definitely great. Just got her a couple weeks ago. I'm jealous of that as well. Congrats on that. That's a pretty cool pickup. She's on my radar. I've got her on my watch list. We got Jazzy joining us tonight. He's got his wine ready. This guy's getting into Star Wars. Let's all keep pushing him forward. Let's support him while he slowly but surely gets into Star Wars. We just need him to watch the OT. But he's got, what, 2 figures coming in? So that's a start. That's a start. What are we doing under the pants? I'm not sure what this is regarding,
In all caps, too.
but it's
Yeah.
funny.
All right.
Yeah, Brick is already Jazzy. Lots of Star Wars talk going on. Jose has Hoth and Endor Leia.
Nice.
We got Dirk Diddler's Stunk Double. Good evening. Good evening to you. Darth Kibble says, real question is why not give a Bespin Han to go with Bespin Chewie? That's
It'll
a head
happen this
scratcher
year.
as well.
It'll happen this year.
Dude, okay.
They're gonna do a Bespin Han this year, right after they release Return of the Jedi. I want it to be like a month or two. They're gonna do Bespin.
We can't keep saying they're doing this.
They're gonna do
because they
Bespin.
do
Steve,
2
what
to
else are
3
they
a year.
doing? They're doing Cal Kestis this year as well.
Oh, 100%.
That's more. That's probably more
Bro,
realistic.
we got a Darth Malgus. If we don't get this shit we're talking about, the world's gonna end, bro. We got
They
a
have the
Darth
video.
Malgus.
They have the game license. Like they have to do the main character from the game that they have from the license.
I
in due
bet
time.
you, dude, a handful of us knew who Darth Malgus was. I promise you, most people who saw that, they're like, oh, who's that? He looks cool. You know, and like if they do a character like
Who the
that,
fuck is this guy?
right? They're gonna do this stuff we're asking for, bro. I could just feel it.
You don't think they're gonna just take that Han sculpt and do like they're gonna reuse that?
Yeah.
They're gonna reuse it and make.
He's
it
got
Bespin.
different hair though.
Well, they
for
can
movie
fix
to
it. They
movie.
can the hair can they can fix that easy though. You know, they could change the
Hey,
hair.
that's a
easily.
sore subject, dude. Remember the
And
hair
he's younger
scenario.
too. He looks a lot older in Return of the Jedi.
Just what do we talk about, DLO? You said the newly refined sculpt.
Gosh, having
Metal like.
PTSD from all these Obi-Wans. Gosh.
Oh man.
We'll see.
It's a good PTSD.
We'll get a
Good
Bespin Han.
memories.
We'll get the Bespin Han, and we'll get that Return of the Jedi Chewbacca that everybody's talking about. So there you go. See,
Okay.
Hot Toys logic.
See it
That's how they'll do it.
I'm out.
They're trickling OT like that, and they reuse stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we get basically 2 to 3 OT figures announced per year.
Per year.
Realistically, because I don't think we've gotten any this year, 2025. What do you guys realistically think? We'll just say 2 OT announcements will be in 2025. Not pipe dreams, realistic.
Bespin Han and Return of the
That's
Jedi.
All right.
There you go.
Not
Jabba.
gonna lie, I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say I could see them doing Jawas again, like a 2-pack of the Jawas. I feel like they really made a mistake just doing the Jawa and the Gonk before. I just have this feeling they're gonna do those again. They're gonna do like a 2-pack of the Jawas. I could just feel it.
That's a
that's
good
easy.
guess. I'd love for that to happen, actually.
I'd
Because
get
I never
more
got
cool.
the original one. I thought it was so stupid when it 1st came out. And
Yeah, it
I
was.
like, I'm an idiot for not buying it, but you know.
I thought for sure they were going to be bargain bin. You know, just one day, just gone. No
Yeah,
blue screen, no
yeah.
nothing. I remember that. So yeah, I got it afterwards. But yeah, I was looking for that for a minute. I'm going to go out and say I can see Return of the Jedi Luke coming back for a 3rd appearance. I really can.
They
Just
should.
because, well, I mean, it's
Yes,
interesting. I mean, like the original ones came with depending on which one you got, like the Lux or stuff, but they came with multiple head sculpts. You know, that was like really the, you know, looking in each direction, open mouth, you name it. I think if they're gonna give us a Luke, I think they'll go back one more time to Return of the Jedi, brand new head sculpt. Hell, they might even do it artisan, possibly. Who knows? And I hate to throw out artisan with every figure, but I think they would do an artisan Return of the Jedi Luke.
Well, they did the Dark
again.
Empire Luke. So
They did.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
think
if they
that-
retool that and do a Return of the Jedi artisan,
They should.
Luke,
Dude,
that would be crazy.
that's
fucking A,
They,
man.
I have the deluxe.
That's
Luke.
peak
They
OT
need to
for me.
redo it, dude. The eyes looking to the side. They
Mm-hmm.
need to go at it again because it bothers the crap out of me.
You know what bothers me the
Yeah, they
most
do
here?
that.
And this is just a Mark Hamill. He's a skinny guy, and I understand they're going. He's just his proportions just look so weird for a guy in the display here. Like he's the most undersized, smallest, petite person outside of Leia, and I don't know. It bugs me. He just looks like he's overly short. I'm gonna
sickly.
say. Yeah, you're not the savior of the galaxy. Get out of here with that.
The sad thing is I don't
He's
think
a
we're
little
going to be
guy.
getting any like Gamorrean guards or Boosh Leias or anything
shit
that we
like that.
haven't
We need
seen
cool
before.
shit.
I think it's going to be that escape Leia, and then like you said, I think that like a artisan Return of the Jedi Luke. I mean,
That
they've
would
been
be-
redoing the Luke, so maybe it'll be a New Hope Luke. I don't know, but
Artisan. Oh my God, Return of the Jedi.
I feel
Luke
like
be-
they got to get more money out of that head sculpt that they did that they started with Mando Luke. So I just, knowing Hot Toys, I hate saying lazy, but they're smart too because they're gonna utilize something and get their full value out of it. So I feel like that's probably what's gonna happen. And then they could sneak a 3rd one in there too, but those would be my guesses. Has anybody not guessed? All right.
Do we all have Return of the Jedi? We all have Return of the Jedi Luke.
I have
Graham,
the
you have yours.
version.
You have
Yeah.
yours displayed as Endor.
I have Endor, and then I put the Mando head sculpt on that one, and then I just put the hood on the other one.
Did you get the deluxe Endor or just a standard?
I did have that back in the day.
Or was it did you get, no, because the Endor one is the one where you can take off the, like, you can still on both versions take off the,
yes,
like the poncho. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and still have, oh, dang, man. Yeah, see, I switched my Endor to Return of the Jedi. I could not have a Return of the Jedi like a true Jedi Luke. I gotta get another Endor Luke at some point.
Honestly, I've been contemplating getting the OG Return of the Jedi Luke as well, and then eventually popping a new head sculpt on that too. But
like I did basically.
Yeah. Like D-Log, you were saying, like, I'm trying to get an old, like, the 1.0, because like he's got that beefier bodysuit. And and then putting the poncho on him so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah,
I learned that trick years ago. I put
I need to do that.
The fat body Luke with the poncho and use the Endor Luke as my definitive Luke.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I got Mando head sculpt, so I updated them here. So I'm pretty
that Mando head sculpt's great on that figure.
It's versatile, man.
Return of Jedi hair on it.
Yeah.
I love it that they at least made it where all the hair pieces fit.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That works.
Man, I love the Star Wars talk. It's really been ramping up the last few weeks. Sorry for everybody out there that's not a big Star Wars fan, but we got Neilorific.
No, I am not
Captain
sorry.
America.
Never apologize.
Shame on you.
Come on, let's talk about Captain
you.
America. We got Neilorific here as well tonight. What's going on, my friend? Big Rib. Hello. Batman Collectibles. Thank you for joining us. We got Queso Blanco enjoying 15 months as a channel member. Appreciate you, my friend. Hathaway is amazing, and I prefer her to A New Hope. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those.
Knows what I'm talking about. It's good, man.
We got Figurecraft here as well. Good to see this guy again. Good evening, fellas. Hope you're all doing well. Too sweet to you. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We got Ethan joining us as well. They need to do leather on their products for these prices. I agree 100%. Especially when it's just boots or it's just a belt or something like that. Like, just make these figures last a little bit longer would be nice. Like, we're paying premium prices. Let's get premium quality product. Any of you guys disagree with that? I mean, who wouldn't want leather, right?
I hate leather, man.
It's hot in the sun. Brick thinks Yoda is coming.
Why not? Empire Strikes Back. Ooh, no, do an episode 1 Yoda.
They're talking about, like, there's been rumor that Revenge of the Sith one happening, right?
That's pretty much Attack of the Clones.
I mean, it's Yoda. I feel like you're not going to get too much variation of what it's going to.
I want Puppet Yoda back.
That would be great. That would be great.
Luke with Yoda on his back.
Yeah, I have a custom that I made.
Dagobah Luke? Oh, hell yeah. That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
You sweaty boy Luke.
Seamless body Luke.
Don't tease me here. Luke and Tauntaun. Come on.
Yeah, seamless body Luke would be really cool, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, Dagobah Luke.
Dude, Connor, so I know, like, I don't know how many people know this, but, like, the setup that you have for, like, Dagobah, like, for Yoda.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if so what if, like, Hot Toys did, like, the Dagobah, like, the hut for Yoda's hut?
Bro, I don't think they're going to do that. Here's why. Like,
Muppet.
Yeah, so I recently, what he was talking about, not long ago, I picked up the Sideshow Yoda hut, which was, like, a big, like, grail on my list. And, like, dude, like, I guess all of the fairly priced ones dried up on eBay. It's selling for, like, over $1,000 now, and I didn't pay anywhere close to that on Facebook. But I remember watching a video of Sideshow when they were developing it, and they were saying, like, it was just way too big to make in true 1/6 scale, so they had to, like, make adjustments and stuff. And they said, like, they limited the amount of units because it was so difficult to ship, because it's, like, mostly polystone. Like, it's a brittle piece.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Thankfully mine has no damage on it. It's perfect condition. No accessories are missing, because I was very specific about it. I'm like, I asked the dude, I'm like, I want pictures of everything, bro. I was going through the photos because it comes with so much stuff. It's, like, overwhelming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't personally see Hot Toys doing that, but I could see them doing, like, maybe a scaled down, like, little smaller portion of it. as like a backdrop piece, I could definitely see that because that's more their style lately. But yeah, I don't see anyone doing that one. That's like a Yoast. That's a Yoast piece, dude. Like, and he's not doing Star Wars anymore.
I think it's cool.
It's really dope.
Why isn't he doing Star Wars anymore?
Losing money.
Yeah, he said his accountant was like, you got to do something about Star Wars. Like, you're losing money here. And he was like, you know, I could have possibly broken even with the Jedi Starfighters, but he's like, we just decided it was a better decision just to drop it all together, which, you know, I understand. He's killing it with the Batman stuff. So why beat a dead horse, you know?
Hashtag give us Bob. All right. All right, 2 guys left here to say hello to. We got AZ Figs. Sup, fellas? Been 6 weeks since Star Wars announcement. That's a long time. That's a long time. And we got Calvin, low-key collector. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Calvin. Hope you're having a great week, my friend. Thank you for joining us tonight. And with that, we are all caught up. And thank you guys for all of the great chat topics, the conversation that you guys had is what drives this show. So really do appreciate that. But having said that, we got to get into something that I think only DLO the Collector is excited about, and it is the one figure that's been announced officially since we last were on Wolfpack Wednesday, and that is Captain America from
yes, of course,
World. So being that DLO is right under me and that he's the most excited about this figure, I'm going to let him start first, and then we can all just kind of chime with conversation.
Yeah.
DLO, you getting this?
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
DLO, you seeing the movie?
Sure. Disney
Okay.
Plus. Can't wait.
There you go.
Can't wait there. I mean, look, figure-wise, this is really nice. Like, I don't see anything here that would deter anybody who's not a Falcon / Captain America fan who doesn't want this here. It looks great. But I said this last week when we got the teaser photo, like, I'm a Falcon guy. You know, I'm a diehard Falcon fan here, specifically as a collectible. I would want a Civil War Falcon. I would probably wait for that there just because, you know, I associate Anthony Mackie as Falcon over Captain America for me personally. So as a figure though, let's get into the positives here. Head sculpt, I think is fantastic. Some people said it's not great. I don't see where they don't see it. I mean, it looks like 100% Anthony Mackie to me. Probably the best one we've ever gotten. So I think that's a no-brainer personally. The suit is essentially a retool of the Captain America and Falcon show model here. Just slightly less white, a little bit more blue to kind of dampen out there. But overall, essentially, it's more or less about 90% the same figure that you just got there. So the only thing for me is I don't have any urgency if I was in the market to get this, simply because there's already another Captain America on the market that you can pick up. So you prefer the show suit as opposed to this one. You know, you can probably hold off on this one and probably get it for a good price if this is the one you're more interested in. But from a figures perspective, this thing is fantastic. I have no qualms with it. I think it's a great looking piece, and it's definitely going to pop on the shelf. But for me, I'd rather just have a Falcon, in my opinion.
I agree with you on that. I will say though, because I think a lot of people like the TV series figure better. I think this look here is super sharp. I love like the dark blue being more dominant color in the suit, and then like the bright red, but also that it's like a clean look. I don't know. I just think this looks really sharp. Again, I agree with what you said. I think the head sculpt is spot on. Is this the same? Because I know the original one is a lot of an it's an older figure. So is this the same technology where you could kind of get this and swap the head or part out the head and be able to put that on your OG?
No,
figure?
I mean you could essentially if you wanted to just do a swap there, but the original ones just came with the sculpted goggles on and all that stuff. There wasn't a secondary option. This one gives you 3 options as far as what I can see here. So yeah,
like
this
you could
and the
update that
goggle
one
and
with
the
this
helmet.
head sculpt.
You could. I mean, but at this point, like, I don't know. I mean, that's expensive to get the head sculpt. Probably is going to run you about $150. Then the Falcon still goes for a good amount of money. So if you don't have it now, you're going to be dropping almost $500 into an outdated figure with an updated head sculpt. That doesn't make sense. I would just wait for the 2.0.
All right. Steve, what are you thinking? I'm assuming with transitioning in your collection, you're not going to be picking this up, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not getting this, but it looks like really good. Yeah, there were so many. I just felt like I heard so many people say like the head sculpt doesn't really look like him. I think this is like an amazing head sculpt. This thing is spot on for me. I don't really. Yeah, I think it's like through and through Anthony Mackie, but yeah, this is not something that, like we talked about kind of last week, like just kind of about the whole thing with like, it's so hard for me to get over Captain America being somebody else. I think like that's part of my problem just in general of like Captain America, my favorite Avenger, like my favorite Marvel character, and then now somebody else is called Captain America is just like one,
It's a
like
bold
it's
move.
just it is, but I feel like it's just like I haven't like I need this movie to prove like who he is as a character. I think too, like we got the show and kind of saw him like, okay, now he has a shield and he gets a suit right at the end. Like I want to see what he does now to like embrace like how he's the character. You know what I mean? But it's really what.
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Oh, okay.
What, the movie? What? Huh? What do you know?
I know.
I mean, he's just not gonna. Nothing is gonna top Steve Rogers for me. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. So I mean, I'm at that point too. Like I say that, but it's really not gonna matter all that much how his performance is because Steve Rogers is like the GOAT to me. So it's really hard to get past that. But I will say this is actually a really sick figure. The one picture that I like the most is when like he's kind of like floating. Graham, if you could cycle through some of the photos.
Yes, sir. There's something for you.
Spoiler,
Is this
man.
it? Was this the one where he's floating?
No, keep going. keep going. I think it's
job.
He always does this to me. You know that?
He really does. He always
I want
calls
to
you
talk
out
about a
on that shit.
specific photo.
Yeah, I do because there's a
Always does
specific
this.
photo that wait a couple more. Keep going.
It's just
And I
think-
just see everybody leaving the
Oh,
chat.
right here. This is sick, dude. This is like probably the photo I feel like looks the coolest. Him floating a little bit. You can still see the wings. They're just like kind of articulated downward. This is a sick pose right here. Like this is how I would want it displayed. Like if I had a group of these these characters in my display.
He's got a
But
serious chest, dude.
he does.
He's got
Very
some man
serious.
moves going on there,
Very,
dude.
very serious. Very serious.
Somebody had a problem with that in the chat. Oh,
Yeah.
Clinton says,
Someone
I don't
said-
like the upper body. Chest makes
Yeah,
the
I just
shoulders
noticed that
and
now,
abs
yeah.
Yeah,
look
you can see the
disjointed.
joints a lot more on this one versus the white. I feel like the white kind of hit it a little bit better. But I mean, another thing is like, will I say the same thing about this when we're like, a few years down the road when we see like the evolution of what happens with like the Avengers and where they take like the MCU story? I don't know. Then maybe it might fit in. But right now, like my Marvel is really focused on like, it's very selective. Like I'm pretty much focused on like Infinity Saga stuff right now that I still need to get. So like this for me doesn't even fit in that way, but like you can't knock like this is. I think this is a good looking figure. I don't know, like the white suit is really cool, but since we talked about this last week and I've like looked at it more, this one is like, I don't know, the color scheme is like really growing on me too. Like with the blue, I think the blue looks actually pretty good, and then you get like that pop of the red and white. It's a good looking figure, man. It's just not something that is not something that I'm going to be getting right now. And it's like $375. Whew. That's like, you gotta really, for me, that's like, you gotta really want this one. And I'm sure there's people that really like him as Cap, and he's great. Like I really like him as an actor, and like I feel like he does a good job as a character, but just not one for me.
What movie was he in with Matt Damon, where they wear the hat and then they can go through the doors with Emily Blunt?
Oh man,
That was
that's
a really
a
good
throwback
movie.
there. What's it
I
called?
love that one.
The Bureau, was it? I think it was called.
Yeah, that's the Adjustment
Yeah.
Bureau.
The Adjustment Bureau. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
seen
that
that
was a
long time
There you
ago.
go.
movie. I loved him in that one, but he's been in a lot of good stuff.
I like him in Pain and Gain. It's a good movie.
Oh my god, I didn't like that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like I put all of my Marvel stuff over the weekend kind of in 2 6 series cases, and it all fit in there. And I feel like my Marvel's like completed, at least to this point. Like I don't feel like, other than maybe a Drax, there's anything I need. So this isn't something for me. Hot Toys Hotline. Is there a photo you want me to go to so you can talk about it?
No, I won't be difficult like Steve. No, I'm just joking. I actually do prefer the show suit over this one, and the reason that is I felt like it felt like the character wasn't trying to be Steve Rogers. You know what I mean? He had his own look. It was a unique look. This suit is beautiful, but it reminds me of the Endgame Steve Rogers suit. And because of that, I feel like it loses some of that originality of the new Captain America, which is, you know, formerly known as Falcon. I think the figure looks great. I actually don't have too much issue with the upper chest. Maybe from the side it looks a little weird, but from the front, I'm mostly happy with it. I think the head sculpt's phenomenal. I'm with you guys. Like, I don't see how you could say that doesn't look like Anthony Mackie, especially like it wasn't JC Hong that posted it, but it was the girl that's like the head of the paint department. She posted like those in-hand shots, and I'm like, holy crap, that's really good. Really good head sculpt. I don't like the helmet on this one at all. The respirator tube running from it just looks off to me with this suit. It just doesn't fit for me. But head sculpt looks great. That goggle looks great. And the one thing I didn't like about the show suit is how it had those fixed goggles wrapping around the face. Wasn't a huge fan of that because I was really hoping for an Anthony Mackie sculpt with that one. What I will say is you could get the show version for like $220 right now, which is crazy cheap. And that one actually retailed for more than this one's, believe it or not. So, surprisingly, I'm not picking this one up. I know I used to buy everything, but I'm a changed man, so I will not be picking this one up. Maybe down the road, like if I really enjoy the movie, I got tickets to see it with some friends on Sunday. You know, maybe down the road when it's possibly $220 like the current one, maybe I'll be swayed. As of right now, though, the biggest thing for me is like the wings and everything. Kind of like D'Lo said, I would love to have a Falcon figure, like a redo on a Falcon figure, like new updated technology and everything. Because, you know, his moments of Falcon are some of my favorite moments of this character. So I would like to see that personally. So as of right now, no interest in this figure, but I do think he looks awesome. And I kind of agree with Steve. The look with the shield in the hands, with the goggles and the head sculpt, that's the best look for me. Kind of have him like slightly floating. Because when you have those wings fully extended, dude, it's going to take up so much freaking space. It's just not worth it. And it just looks cool with them like wrapped around him anyway. So that's my thought on it.
I mean, the problem with Marvel movies and Marvel figures, because of Marvel movies, is that it just doesn't have the guarantee factor that it used to have, as far as like, gotta have it, must have it in my collection. Just because the movies were, the Infinity Saga is just, honestly, it's just so nostalgic. Like, think of that as Marvel's OT at this point. You know what I mean? Like, that's where everybody's mind is set. It's like on anything past Infinity Saga, like it's a hit or miss. In most cases, we can kind of go away, unless you're a diehard fan of whatever particular movie. Eternals. You got to have your. I don't know. I haven't found anything outside of a Spider-Man that really said I needed to have those figures, right? So.
I mean, even 3, like, well, maybe it's Drax, but
just use an example over here. Just a fellow superhero buddy of his here, Winter Soldier, Bucky, right? Bucky has had 1, 2, 3 figures since his Winter Soldier debut, right? But the second a Winter Soldier became available, look how crazy the community got. We're trying to get one of those, and how so many people were outraged that they couldn't get one, or somebody double dipped. And that caused a stir. But did anybody bat an eye when they made a Winter Soldier from the Disney Plus show? No, it's still there right now. So like, it's very hard to put these characters and these new figures in front of us when they have more iconic versions of themselves that we all like. Like, for example, like a New Hope Leia, like that's the definitive Leia for a lot of people, right? Falcon, probably most people would say Civil War was probably his best, and at his best. Same thing with Winter Soldier, etc. So with Marvel, this is where they kind of paint themselves in a corner now, because anything they do now is going to be compared to what came before it. And if it's not as good as what came before it, people would rather wait for them to come back around and get the version that they want, as opposed to supporting this new version. So the movies don't get better. These figures are basically going to sit every single time. That's just kind of how it is with Marvel at the moment.
Yeah, well said. Steve, you got any extra thoughts after what D'Lo said?
No, I agree. Like, it's real. They could have ended, like, MCU could have been done at Endgame, and like and it would have been fine. Yeah. Like, that's how good Endgame was, right? So like, I agree. Like, this is kind of like a sequel to like what was the best. That when it's extremely hard to top something, Everybody's going to look at it with a more critical eye, and it's going to be just so hard to top like your favorite characters. You know what I mean? And this is a time when we are shifting away from one of the like main characters that everybody recognizes as Captain America and changing it to Brave New World.
That's another one. Winter Soldier came out, right? The Winter Soldier Captain America, the blue suit, the stealth suit. Everybody went crazy for that because
you want that iconic look of your main characters, right? Mm-hmm. So it's gonna take some time. We might be having a different conversation, like I said, in a few years, where we're like, okay, this is like a new saga. These new Avengers movies, these new Avengers movies are amazing. And if it's like anything like some of the like comic stories of this, like hopefully they can make it really good. Like we might be, hopefully we're talking different, saying like, oh, this is like an amazing version of this character, how they develop going into these Avengers movies. You know what I mean? That's what we want to get to, but we don't have a lot of trust in that right now based on how they've started this like new wave, right? So I think that's part of the problem too. Just like a lack of excitement for these ones, like kind of heading into this new story.
Yeah. I mean, even good movies, there's no guarantee. I mean, look at Blade, for example, from Deadpool and Wolverine. That's a great looking figure. I'm going to pick that up, but some people are saying, no, I would rather get Blade from the original movie. So, I mean, there's always going to be that divisiveness on that there because everybody has their own idea of what the characters should look like, right? What they should be, at least in their collection. So, you know, for somebody who's looking for Falcon, they don't want Captain America Falcon. They want Falcon, right? And the same goes with any other character we talk about here. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where like Marvel is kind of pigeonholed on how good they were before and how much we relate to those versions of these characters. But I think honestly, it's going to be like this, at least specifically with Marvel, until Fantastic Four, I beg your pardon, comes out, and see how good that's going to be. X-Men is going to be a huge one when that finally comes out. And I think that's where we're going to kind of be here because right now everybody's transitioning. Can you imagine when someone finally replaces Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark when that eventually happens? Because Secret Wars is going to be a reset. Like that's what eventually that's going to be story-wise. So your favorite characters and your favorite heroes are going to get replaced by other actors at some point after that. So it's weird because kind of like Steve said, like Endgame could have been the end of MCU, and I think everybody would have been okay with it and said that was a perfect bow to really put everything together and just end it beautifully.
Would have been damn near flawless.
But adding on to it now, I mean, still keeping the boat going, which I can't blame them. They're making billions of dollars per movie.
And there's more stories to be told. There's more stories to be told off of what they've made.
For sure. And they did all of that without having most of their key characters as well, too, for many years. So, I mean, it's understandable, but I just think that I think once we get past this new Captain America movie, which seems to be mixed, I hear a lot of good things coming out about Thunderbolts being really good. Obviously, Daredevil is coming back, which was obviously highly praised before. And you also got... you also got Fantastic Four, like I mentioned earlier before. There's a lot of projects that are out there for Marvel to where I think they're going to turn it around. But I think this is probably the turning point where we're going to start getting some of that old goodness again here. But only time will tell. But as far as like figures concerned here, people have their favorites at this point. People want what they want. So anything that's not their version, they're probably just going to wait at this point.
Right. All right, let me check in with the chat here quick. We got Stacy joining us. Good evening, Wolfpack fellow collectors. Had company, so just tuning now. Hey, appreciate you being our company for the night. So welcome in. We got a great show so far. Lots of great conversations with my boys, and then Hot Toys Hotline. We got my father Django, channel member. Hello all. Thank you for being here and stopping in. We had some really good comments here. Also want to say hi to Funky Cold Santa. What's going on, my friend? I'm liking my first Mackie Captain America figure over this version. Don't need two representations. Great Mackie likeness here for sure. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to share the same sentiment here. Like, if you already have one, you're probably not going to get this unless you're like a super diehard fan. I don't know if the movie's going to be good enough for a lot of people for this to be like their first Falcon or Captain America, whatever you want to call them, I guess. I don't know. I feel like this could this could sit a while, just like the
call.
TV show version as well. So I don't know, but I thought that was a good comment. At one Adam 12 says the same thing. I had Falcon from Civil War, so I'm good. If this film is mid, this figure will be low production run. We got Austin Collects. What's going on, my friend? Happy Wednesday to you. Oh, Ethan, don't be mean. DC will never peak. Come on. Brick says nothing will get to MCU level. They did something that had never been done before and will never happen again. So there you go. People are looking forward to some Fantastic Force, that Fantastic Four movie. But who knows? Off the Wall just got here. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for stopping in. Everybody's really busy, so we do appreciate you guys popping in, saying hi in the chat, talking amongst yourself, and so on and so forth. So here we are, separate rolling eyeballs, 3 head sculpts, essentially 3 different looks, and it's your next Captain America figure. So I don't know, anybody have any final thoughts before we kind of move on? Yeah.
Fantastic figure.
Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Well, let's move on from this. Man, we had some good Star Wars conversation. We had some good Marvel conversation, too. Will we get some good DC conversation? I'm not so sure. We'll see. Only time will tell. Let me pull this down here and just go back. Let me see. See if I can find something here. I just wanted to pull up this. And then we're going to play some Hot Toys Versus. So stick around, everybody, because I want your input on this Versus. Because I think with the Hot Toys Versus game, it's gonna spawn a lot of other conversations. So stick around. But Hot Toys posted this a few days ago too. Says we're delighted to announce a grand opening of Hot Toys. I'm not going to pronounce that, but basically, this is like a new store, correct?
Yep.
So I just wanted to look at some of these photos of like prototypes that they kind of showed off. Get your guys' thoughts if you're excited about them, if you like how they're looking, if you think it could use some tweaks, just your thoughts on some of these figures. Connor, you're getting this alien figure, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I pre-ordered this one. This is the Scorched Xenomorph from Romulus, for those who aren't aware. What I really love about the Xenomorphs from Romulus, at least most of them, they were actually animatronics, and what that gives you is a more creature-like looking alien versus like a man in a suit, which the man in the suit, like, you know, big chap and stuff, we still love the look of them, and it's classic, but in figure form, I just feel like these are way cooler because they have more alien-like proportions. You could make that abdomen much slimmer, and I just think it's going to look so freaking cool. And there was a photo, and I don't know if it's in these group of photos, there was a photo of Rain next to the Xenomorph, and he's way bigger than her. And everybody was like shocked to see it. But the actress is super short too, so it makes sense. But he's huge next to her, dude. Like really, like I don't know if the photo's in this or if it's a photo that someone who visited the store took. But it was really cool to see them next to each other. And of course, I'm picking both of them up. But yeah, this figure is sick. I know a lot of people are like going hard and grabbing a bunch of these. I'm just getting one. That's all I need. But yeah, I'm really, really excited for this one.
Either of you two fellas getting this one?
Oh yeah, coming home to Papa. I can't wait for this one too. Yeah, I'm a closet Alien fan, and it's been so long. I've waited so long for a really solid Alien movie, and Romulus just hit all the feels, man. They knew what they were doing. They were getting back to my core of 1 through 3 over there, and it's just like, yeah, if they announced this, I'm gonna pick this up. And sure enough, they did. So like, I'm in. Honestly, like I'm diehard Aliens fan, and I don't have any of the older figures just because of obviously the wear and tear you hear about these figures over the years. So really never felt the need to go back and grab those there. I would love to get stuff like a big chap and stuff like that there, but honestly, I like this movie so much where I kind of reverse of our conversation with Marvel, where I felt like there's a definitive one you have to get. I feel like there's a little bit more flexibility with Aliens to where I can pick up Scorch right now and be totally content with that, having that in my collection. I even thought about do something cool with just getting Scorcher from this movie and then pairing him with the prequel for Prey for Predator and doing the Feral Predator with this. I think that would just
That'd be cool.
Be such a cool, different, unique setup because everybody's gonna want the OG of everything here. Nope, nothing wrong with that there. But for me, I just I love these last two Predator and Alien movies to be like, I want to support those. I want to get those. Those are really, really good movies, and these are really, really good figures. And I know not everyone's gonna want to pick these up just because they want their version of it there. But I like those two movies so much. I honestly want to get those. I prefer to get those at this point. For me personally.
Steve, I'm guessing you're out on this.
Man, that's a lot of hype. A lot of hype. It's a pass.
Yeah,
it's a pass. I haven't even seen the movie yet. Aliens is cool.
Oh,
I'm not like a mega Aliens fan. But yeah, Aliens is cool. I just haven't seen the movie yet. Maybe I'll watch it when I'm off the next couple weeks here. But
it's good. I'm with you. I'm more of like a casual fan. Like,
yeah, I'm a casual.
Don't know if this is something I'm gonna need to collect.
Not for me. Not for me. I can appreciate it though. I mean, it's awesome. Like, yeah, if you're an Alien fan, you got to be super happy with it. But no, not for me. I've heard the movie is very good to watch, like with Dolby Atmos. So I'm like looking forward to the environmentals. I'll probably watch that. Yeah, maybe next week or the week after. But no, not for me until I watch the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to go on bargain bin or anything like that. It's probably going to be one I'm going to miss out on.
That's going to be a popular one.
I'm okay with it. This figure looks really good. I wasn't blown away, honestly, with the Harley prototype. Like, maybe because I'm a sucker for that OG figure that they did, and I thought that one would have been the more iconic look. But it's obviously this is kind of like the more iconic look, but that was for that movie. Like, it was just her first live action as Harley Quinn. I thought it was an amazing job that Margot Robbie did, but this looks really cool too. I'm excited to be able to get this. So what do you guys think about this one? Excited?
Sir, I actually don't have Harley, so I do when it comes to Margot Robbie, I do prefer like the OG look with the pink and blue, but this just reminds me of like the Batman the Animated Series Harley with the red and black, and I love it. And from off the rip, personally, I really liked the prototype, and I know it was very mixed for most people. Seeing her here, the pose is amazing. A great pose, simple, doesn't put any like stress on anything on the figure. I think the hair looks awesome. From off the rip, I liked the sculpt. I remember I think Brick was actually on my stream when we first talked about it. He was kind of with me. Like, it's Harley Quinn, dude. Like, I'm fine with her having a laughing expression. I know it's kind of like a reused expression from the previous sculpt, but as somebody who didn't have a Harley and I've been wanting a Harley, I'm really excited for this one. And like I said, she looks awesome here. I think they did a great job posing her, and it really sells the figure for me. No way.
We got to drop, ladies and gentlemen.
No way. Yo!
Let me hold on.
Yo!
That's pretty dope, man.
Bro, no.
Let's go.
way.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
That's sick, dude.
I have a feeling I'm going to be the only one that could give a shit because I haven't seen the show.
Bro, he comes with a little hacky sack. That's crazy. That's so freaking cool.
All right, boys, take it away because I have no skin in the game here.
I'm super happy, bro. This is sick.
That's dope.
Wow, they're including an LED lit voting machine with USB. That's wild.
Dude.
Brick's happy. Jesse looks bored.
He does, but like that.
He's miserable the whole
Right, that's his expression in the whole second season, bro.
Funny.
Well, at least somebody's with me. Darth Kibbles, I have no clue about this show. Yeah, same. I'm just gonna let these guys talk and kind of take the show from here.
So, at a part in the show, and not to spoil anything for those who haven't seen it, they play a bunch of games, and it looks like he comes with basically all of them, all the little games that they all have to play. And the voting machine is like a big part of this season because, like, you know, he's been here before. He's coming back to play the games again. Sure. And he's like, guys, we need to get out. There's only going to be one winner. I've played this game before, and he tries his hardest to, like, to get him to vote, blah, blah, blah. So them to do the voting machine is really cool. He comes with a lot of really cool stuff. This is sick. I do agree. And I will say also the prototype, the paint looks a little soft as I'm looking at it on my end. But This is sick. This is really sick. I was really hoping they would do if they did this, they're gonna do some of the grunts with the the all pink outfit, and they'll probably have a swap out mask with all the different shapes, and hopefully do the front man, and I'm happy.
Definitely gonna do front man.
Yeah, they got to do the front man. They got to
doing that for sure.
With the head sculpt maybe, and maybe like a swap out outfit to have the #1 jumpsuit. But dude, this is sick. I'm really happy about this.
I never thought they would do this.
I was like, it's got to be Cost Babies. They're gonna screw us and do Cost Babies. So I'm really happy to see this.
Yeah, they should do Thanos as well too from the show.
I don't know if I need Thanos, but that would be funny. That would be funny if they did that.
Dude, I went down a rabbit hole of learning about these guys. Like, it turns out like there's like Thanos is like a popular K-pop singer.
And he got kicked out of the group.
He got kicked out. I was like, oh wow, I got deep into the background of this. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty good stuff here. This is a bit of a surprise. It is and it isn't. Let me say that. Obviously, they kind of hinted that they're going to do this here. The show is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Squid Games. I mean, I think season 2, in my opinion, people probably won't say it, I think was better than season 1 personally. I thought it was a better story. But yeah, like Connor, I kind of want to echo what you're saying here, because honestly, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about the J&D Studios statue that they showed there, and that one is really nice. Like, it's really good. This one definitely looks softer than what I'd like to do, so I hope they get this down right. But with the accessories that it comes with, I mean, from the show itself there, I mean, the LED panel for the voting booth, that's a really nice touch. I mean, say if you're not a fan or not, the accessories, this comes with a lot of stuff for one character. Dude. So they're really trying to make your money's worth to grab this guy. But man, it looks good. It's good.
You were right.
What's that?
Wrong.
Oh yeah, we did vote on that. We were so excited we completely forgot that you were the only one that said there wouldn't be an announcement tonight.
Easy dub.
Right. I will say, dude, the hair, again, I'm looking at it on my end so I can kind of zoom in closer. The hair looks really good for sculpted hair. They did a great job.
I agree. Like, they just
with that stuff.
continue to knock it out of the park when it comes to sculpted hair.
That looks great, dude. They did a great job, man.
Maybe they already had like a proto of the actor from Acolyte, and that didn't happen.
Oh, that's true.
And they're like, you know what? We're gonna do Squid Games.
It makes me sad.
Trashalite. Where's Christian?
After Acolyte, never forget.
Oh, sad, man.
Oh, good stuff.
So, Steve, you haven't said much. You getting this?
No, I'm not getting it. I like the first season, haven't seen the second season. This is cool, man. Honestly, like, this is cool. What intrigues me more is seeing this like Hot Toys times Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, what do we like? Where does Hot Toys go from here outside of this show? Because now we're talking about like a partnership with a Netflix show. Like, does that open up potential future Netflix type stuff for like happening? Because that's kind of seems like a big deal. I don't know, like, if there's ever been another like thing that we've seen where it's like the Hot Toys logo times where it's showing Netflix, or it could just be because like, yeah, it's a Netflix branded show. I know, like Clinton saying Arcane,
yeah,
but
One
hopefully
Piece.
like One Piece. So hopefully like that actually means like we're gonna continue to get more stuff. I feel like too from like other IPs like that and other stuff that's like, you know, if they do show
things.
Yeah, like if they is like
cool.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, that's the first thing that I like. Obviously, after seeing the figure, I saw like, this is like Hot Toys times this. Like, I feel like that could hopefully, you know, be a signal to the future of like, they're hopefully branching out into some different IPs. But the figure looks cool. This is not something that, I mean, the show's fucked up. I don't really like, the show is cool.
Language.
The show is cool, but this is like not something that I really necessarily need to collect. Like, it's a cool show. The show is interesting and intriguing. Like, it really captivates you when you watch it. I do want to watch season 2, but like, yeah, I don't really have any interest in collecting this figure.
They're gonna have season 3, I believe, in June or July of this year.
I think it's June. Yeah.
So like before
Quick
this even comes out, though, you're gonna have a chance to like catch up on the whole show, because I think it ends on season 3.
And you know, DLO, since we've both seen it, you know that they leave it off in such a rough spot. So I was so glad to see that June release date. I'm like, oh,
yes.
dude, okay.
That's nice they're doing that like quicker turnaround.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it's such a
I agree.
cliffhanger, bro. And yes, the seamless ankles, Clinton just pointed that out, and I looked to myself. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty cool.
I want to add something on the Netflix talk over here. Since we're getting Netflix stuff over here, can I please put this into existence? Can we please, since we're getting Netflix shows, can we do Cobra Kai?
Oh, bro.
Can we do Cobra Kai?
Bro.
That's, by the way, the final part of the season comes out tonight.
Good. That's going to be my
Binge.
add to the list. Yeah. Also, they're doing a movie. Also, they're going to like do a movie off of this with all the characters too.
I
So
saw
like that would be a huge get, man. I hope
They're
they do
bringing
that.
Jackie Chan back, his version of Mr. Miyagi, I heard as well too, with Danielson.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's going to be in it. Yeah.
So basically, it's going to be part off. I was confused. So apparently, he's going to be reprising his role from the movie he did with Jaden Smith, his version of Karate Kid.
Yep.
With Danielson. We'll see how they figure that out there. But still cool. I want Cobra Kai figures. If
That
we're
would be
doing
dope, dude.
We're doing Netflix shows. I need Cobra Kai.
That'd be cool.
So
who's getting this? Raise
getting
their
it for
hands.
sure.
I want this one. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely want this one here.
There's so many little details too. Like
Yeah.
the base with the little stairs to replicate, the little area that they climbed up in when they were, revolting towards the end. That's
Graham,
really cool, bro.
like the premise of this show, right?
No, not really.
Like
I've never.
it's essentially like, and you guys can, Dilo and Connor, you guys can correct me if I'm like wrong on this, but at least from season 1, the premise is they take these people who basically like are like they owe people money. They're poor.
down
and
bad, right?
Yeah, they're down really bad, like in debt and all this stuff, and they pull them into this game. And basically every stage of the game is like you play a game, but it's life or death in the game. So you keep going down to the last person in every single scenario you're in is a life or death of all these games that you played when you were a kid. Like, I won't say anything, but it's an interesting show to watch, but it's jacked up, dude.
I'll check it out.
Dude, I'm a horror
and if you
fan.
watch
this
it,
is nothing, bro.
if you watch it, do not watch it English dubbed. Like I really enjoyed watching it like with the subtitles on and like with their actual like regular language. I don't know if you guys watched it dubbed, but like
I watched it dubbed too. I thought it was funny because it was like he didn't say that.
The voice acting is not. Yeah, like I don't prefer.
I don't think it's that bad in the second season.
I prefer just reading the subtitles. Second season's better, yeah. First season, I would say do not watch it dubbed. Like,
I think with the first season, they didn't know it was going to be as big of a hit as it actually was, like around the world, right? So I think with the second season, they stepped their game up for sure. It's good, man.
It's a good show. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know.
Jazzy
I'm like,
must
what are
be
they gonna
young.
do with season 2? I really.
I already hate subtitles. My
not that
girlfriend
hard,
refuses
Jazzy.
not to use subtitles.
I usually have
hate that,
subtitles on.
but I can't stand it.
It's
dude.
just like I feel like in the first season at least you get more out of it by watching the subtitles versus the dub version, where sometimes like voice acting or English dubs can just like really take you out of it. I just don't like that when that happens.
What was that movie, Kung Pao? What was that? Where they like
Kung
purple-
Pao,
Oh,
Enter
dude,
the
that's like
Fist.
a notorious dubbed movie. Yeah, that's like just it's
That's a good example.
it's you should watch it, Graham.
Anything else you guys think we can get from Netflix? Because it seems like we definitely have a partnership in our hand, full partnership with Netflix. And
I had
had-
Stranger Things is a potential.
3-0. Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I had all of the 3-0 Stranger Things figures, and they're awful.
all
They're
ass. I know.
awful.
Yeah,
The
I
Demogorgon's
wouldn't-
fine, but the rest of them are awful. It's
Yep.
like 3-0 has done great work. Like I got their power armor figures recently from Fallout, and they're amazing. And then you look at the Stranger Things figures, and they are awful. It's like they got their C team to work on them. So, dude, if they did the last season, which is probably what they would merchandise it for, just like they did the second season here, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
The one thing that I have to add to that is when we were talking about Netflix, what also popped in my head was The Witcher, and I'm like, well, shit, if they did The Witcher,
Oh my
it would
gosh!
be
Can you imagine?
Liam Hemsworth, and I wouldn't want
No,
that.
absolutely
I
not.
would not want that.
Absolutely not.
Nah, we
I
don't
think
need a
they know
Netflix
better.
Witcher in my mind.
Witcher would be sick as hell.
Well,
Then
so I
again-
have the Sosa one. I love that figure. It's awesome. But obviously, if Hot Toys touch it and they did like a Cavill one, which obviously would be a long shot
Artisan.
now, that would be so
Give me
sick, though.
Artisan on that
Yeah,
one
that-
there. I'll
that'd be
take
sick.
that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
They got some good movies here too. I just saw it.
Come on now.
It was a good show
Too
too. It was
soon.
a good show.
It was a good show.
Dude, I would love for them
wanna take
to
some
touch some of their movies too. Like, you guys ever seen Extraction? With
I was
Kristen Stewart?
just gonna say Tyler Rake from Extraction. Dude.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would be really
Zach
cool.
told me about that, but I haven't seen it.
Dude, it's his best movie, and it's on Netflix.
It's so good.
It's
The second one's
amazing.
pretty good too, but I prefer the first one is better, but the second one's is still like pretty good.
First one's unreal, dude.
Tiger King.
The first one, so the first, it's basically Extraction is like it's kind of like John Wick. It's a John Wick type movie. Extraction is like a John Wick type movie.
Man.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I'm
That would be
never
really
gonna
cool.
financially recover from this.
Tiger King.
That
What
would
about
be
like
insane.
also like what about like Wednesday? I feel like that show was like really
That'd
popular.
be cool.
My girls would make me get that one.
You would have to do the dance and everything too.
I like how it says my girls would make me get that one. Oh no. Twist my arm, girls.
Stranger Things would be just it's just interesting because like they just like the kid figures, man. It's just like they haven't done that, so it's like
Yeah,
that'd
and it's
be-
the last season, so this is their chance if they're gonna do it.
280
yeah,
for
it's
this.
just-
You guys
they
in?
just don't make kid
Yeah,
figures,
for sure,
man.
dude. This, like
That's not
Tilo and I were
bad.
saying, he comes with a ton of cool
Yeah.
stuff, and that voting machine alone makes it worth it because that's not a small accessory. I think that's pretty dope. This just tells me, Dilo, you know, when we're looking at these accessories, they're definitely doing more figures. Like they've already made one of the masks for one of the soldiers. They've got all the different little games they could play.
Mhm.
At the very least, we'll get number one. I don't see him doing like all the random side characters, obviously, but I think we'll get number one, the front man.
They're gonna make the
That'll
guards and stuff too, and like they're
guard
gonna
will
Right,
probably,
because they have the masks already, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
the
yeah,
guard
they're
will
gonna probably do the
absolutely make-
guards, and they're probably gonna do the guys like who are the dudes that wear like the all black.
you talking about the front man?
That's the front man.
Yeah. The dude that wears all
Yeah.
black. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like that's
they'll do
something
him.
that they're probably gonna make.
I
yeah.
think so.
The front man. Yeah, they
He-
do this all black outfit.
Yeah, he's a huge
Oh,
part of the
man.
second season too.
Yeah.
so
Damn, I
think
haven't
they'll
not-
do it.
Yeah, I forgot about some of that stuff. Yeah, dang.
Yeah, it's a more focused story than the first season, in my opinion. I like it a lot more. But
That's good to know. That's good to know.
But yeah, I mean, listen, we always talk about value for these things here. I mean, if you compare this to, you know, your troopers and all this other stuff here, right? I mean, most cases you're going to be paying 280, and that guy's coming with like 4 hands and a rifle, right, with no head sculpt.
Yeah.
This for 280 always makes sense. It's always justifiable in my
That Royal
opinion.
Guard.
So. Yeah, right. Exactly. So, I mean, I'm so down for this
Cool,
here.
man.
I don't think I would go down the rabbit hole of collecting everybody. Like, I would probably want the guard and Jihan personally. That's just me. But it's exciting. Listen, I'm always excited when we're getting new IPs. This is the good
Yeah.
stuff that, you know, we have to appreciate because we don't get enough of this. We always complain when we don't do it. And then when we get it, you know, no one really goes out their way to support this stuff. So,
It's about
and
the
then we're,
same amount as OT, you know?
yeah,
Sucks.
it's a yeah, right. I
Living
think they
his
actually
own
make
world over
more
there.
stuff that's not. Yeah, I think OT is just honestly just really the back burner, dude. I think they average more random stuff than that. But yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that, you know, we always talk about that we want. You know, we want Hot Toys to do this stuff. You know, InArt's doing it. We support InArt when they do it. When Hot Toys goes out and does a new IP like this, like James Bond that we know we're going to be getting, like this is the stuff. If you want to see them do stuff outside of a repaint of your figures or a 2.0 of this, you got to support this stuff too. So yeah, I love the movie. I love the TV show. I can't wait for season 3. I'm 100% copping this one.
Hey, Graham.
Yeah.
Can you scroll a couple photos?
Dude, there's no way
I'm
he's doing this
sorry.
again, dude.
Okay, keep going. One more. No, another one. Need a jacket. Right here, zoom in right in the center of the jacket. Okay. This is one. I don't know why they do this with 6 scale figures. It must be a thing. Thank you. Why do they do the zipper horizontal instead of have a vertical bracket with it pulling straight down rather than it being to the side? This is my collector OCD right here, but like,
Or I'll do you
why
one better,
can't it be
fake zippers that are just sculpted into the suit? It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. Why do they do this? Why do they bracket it?
So dumb.
Why do they bracket it across? Because like it doesn't look right in the zipper. They're always oversized zippers. They're always huge. But why can't they do a straight up and down zipper so it lays flat rather than it being sideways? You know what I'm talking about? That doesn't bother anybody else?
No, it definitely does. But
Counters
I,
with me?
Think about it.
when I was looking at this figure, I
Think about
didn't
it.
look at the zipper pull.
This
Also-
is like all the 1/6 scale zippers are like this, man.
Yeah.
Zip gate.
Yeah.
Do you know how much
Thin
money
art
it
would've
would
made
cost
it
them to redesign the zipper?
Dude, it's
Jeez.
not even hard. It's they make them in
You want
real
these figures to be
scale.
400 a pop, Steve? Calm down.
It's a
You're
zipper.
also
Like
too
this
big.
thing still zips up and down. It's like, why can't they just bracket it on the side? I don't
I've
get it.
never had a zipper on a coat that big.
Yeah, they're huge. They're always huge.
I think probably because there's been zippers in the past that literally broke, like Hawkeye, for example, the Ronin Hawkeye, that freaking vest that he had, dude. You know how many people broke that zipper pull? So I
I'm
think
just
part of
afraid.
it, Hot Toys is probably thinking, okay, it's less likely to break if we make it a little beefier. So I'm guessing that's probably why. I don't see any other reason for why they would make it so big in comparison. But yeah, a lot of people, especially on that Hawkeye, I remember seeing so many going up for sale, and they all had the same issue, the broken zipper. So that's my guess.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What other
bullshit.
picture you want to see, Steven?
I'm surprised, dude. They don't have any poses of him going like this, bro. I'm surprised they didn't take advantage of that. At least I didn't see it when I immediately went through the photos. I was surprised that obviously this is from.
It's okay.
the first
Graham
scene.
is more than willing to go through them one more time here. We can double check.
Enhance.
Look at them ankles, huh?
That is. I did not notice that off the rip. I wonder.
Yeah, look at that. He's got a little actual bony, like bone part of his ankle right there. That's cool.
I wonder if
That
there's a
definitely looks
magnet in
weird a
the
little bit,
shoe to magnetize that hacky sack to it. I wonder if there's a magnet.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Huh. Yeah, this is dope, man. It's just such like we were saying, like, and it's a great start to the year seeing stuff like this, dude. Because we got, like you said, 007 on the horizon, something like this. Like, you got to support stuff like this because there's gonna be more coming, and it's great to see. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we've had the second figure from Arcane announced, James Bond license announced, now Jihan from Squid Games, and possibly something else from this. I mean, this is, a nice start to the year. I mean, we're getting a lot of variety here. I mean, don't get me wrong. No one's saying jump, abandon ship on everything else that you love, but it's always nice to have something different. I mean, listen, most people love pizza. Most people can eat pizza, a lot of pizza, but eventually,
pizza.
Pizza tonight.
Eventually,
Cauliflower.
It'll never get old.
crust.
one night you eventually say, you know what, I want a steak.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
I'd
Just
rather-
saying,
yeah, sure.
I want steak
Saying.
pizza.
doesn't
Oh,
exist.
Could you
You weirdo.
imagine? Be nice.
I think we understand where I'm going right there. You
Steak pizza.
damn.
I'm just hungry.
silly
I might have
goose.
to have some
Bro,
cereal.
just
after,
imagine cutting up,
after
slicing up
this.
some medium rare, just some like medium rare, nice. And just put that right on some pizza, man.
That actually
Just tell me
sounds
that.
horrible.
Tell me that
Chewy
wouldn't
as
be
hell
fire,
pizza.
dude.
Nah,
Tender-
I don't
tender
think it
meat.
would.
Yeah, because it's going to be one of those things where you bite it and you can't bite a piece out. You just end up taking the whole piece with you. And that's the
Good,
worst.
good, man. It's fine.
There
I'll
goes
just eat
all your cheese on that one bite you took. You selfish bastard.
The worst.
Yeah.
Steak pizza, dude. Come on.
All right. Well, two of the four picking this up. Brick's considering. So, yeah, it's cool. Not for me, but it is cool to see miscellaneous stuff.
I agree with Brick. You need to
outside
watch
of
the
the big
show.
three.
You need to watch the show.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah, maybe.
He's not gonna watch it.
Probably not. There's
You
so
like
much out there that I haven't watched that now it's just like, I don't know.
So you can binge watch this, dude. They're short-ish episodes,
Yeah, the second season's only 7 episodes.
right?
Oh, really?
Mhm, it's a short season.
Okay. Yeah.
They
Seems
filmed them
like-
both
okay.
back to back.
And you
Season
said
2 and 3.
season 3 is coming out this summer.
June.
June.
Because how long was the first? How many episodes was first season?
10.
It was long, wasn't
10,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I felt like this season went by really quick because when you get to the 7th episode, you're like, that's it. Like it just
Yeah.
ends on a
So
really
they truly like
random
made it
spot.
like a part 1 and 2 essentially.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what they did. They left it on a really rough spot. You're like, come on.
Maybe I will
man.
wait to watch it then. That kind of makes me want to wait.
It's a cliffhanger for sure.
That might, man, I might just wait.
Yeah.
All right, wait, you
Stuff.
shall.
What do you got next, Jedi?
All right, we're gonna go to the Hot Toys versus, which is ironically some things that we've talked about tonight, and we're gonna let's see here. I'm just gonna reshare this. For anybody that doesn't remember, Hot Toys versus is where we pin 2 figures against each other. You have to pick one to be in the collection, one you can never have ever again. Kind of like that question we got earlier in the show. If you could have one female figure in your collection, which would it be? Here we're going to pin 2 against each other. I want to know what makes these guys tick as collectors. I want to know why they would pick this figure. Maybe it's the Maybe it's just the overall look of the figure. Maybe it's the nostalgia factor. Maybe it's the accessories or the diorama base that comes with it.
It's basically top or bottom, but side to side.
Maybe it's because one is Star Wars and one isn't. I don't know. But we're going to find out
different
right about now. Boys,
that's an easy decision for me.
So, tried to go with, why don't you go first? Tried to go with some miscellaneous stuff since we've been talking about miscellaneous. We got Alien Romulus Scorched Xenomorph versus T1000 2.0. Hot Toys Hotline. Kick us off with which one you would pick here.
T1000 easily. So, number one, it's Terminator 2, one of the best films ever made.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I've actually met Robert Patrick in person, so it has more of a personal connection to me because I met him, got his autograph stuff. So I'm going T1000 for sure. Like if and I'll go even further. Like if we could pick one film and the other one gets wiped from existence, I'm picking Terminator 2 any day.
Wow, I thought you were going the other way.
No. Terminator 2 is one of my favorite films ever, and I'm really pulling for that clean T800, and they actually did show it again recently at the Sideshow event, so that was really good to see. So I think that one will probably be dropping soon. So I'm going to be extremely excited to have this guy with the battle damage version and the clean version because I'll be getting all three of them. So yeah, definitely T1000 for sure.
All right. How about you, Steve?
T1000.
Are you planning on getting that one?
I don't know.
Are you getting the Terminator figures?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
He's going to get them.
I don't know if I'm getting this one yet. I
don't know if I'm getting. I don't know if I'm getting
the
the Terminator figures yet. I need to see where my space is at that point in time. There's a lot. I like my pre-order list right now for 2025 is already like. I don't really have much wiggle room there, to be honest, because we're still waiting on some 2024 stuff that hasn't come out yet, and a couple artisan figures are on there. So like, yeah, I'm like kind of holding off on adding any other things right now for the time being. So we'll see.
Nothing's getting delayed too. That's the worst part about it.
I know.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's coming out early, and like a lot of stuff's coming out all at once. So I'm just holding off, but we'll see. I do want them, but there's other priorities right now for me.
Okay. T1000.
But T1000.
So far, 2 for the T1000. DLO, are you going to stick with it?
Yeah. No deviation here. It's a clear cut win over here. T1000 all day long. Just, dude, it's one of the greatest action movies of all time. You want me to pick the spin-off Xenomorph? No, can't do it. Can't do that, dude.
Hey, like you said, this could be a good stand-in for 1 through 3.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love that figure. I'm gonna get that figure, but if you're asking me to pick between this and T1000, like it's not even a debate. It's T1000.
Dude, one of the coolest villains ever, bro.
Well,
so.
I think the chat might have a different thought, but I'm gonna go T1000.
Okay to be wrong.
T1000 as well. I do have the T800 secured, but I have not secured this one yet. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I'm waiting for something. So yeah, clean sweep. That was a pretty easy one. I'm gonna end this poll, so hopefully you guys are voting quickly, and it's a wrap. 57% Scorched Xenomorph, 42% said T1000. All right, let's see if we can get a little trickier here.
What?
Well, this is easy too.
All right, DLO, I want to start with you on this one.
I like
we got 2 artisan figures going head to head. Now, obviously, one isn't out yet, so we're just using our judgment here. But this is for scientific
Let's say they both turn out great.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Good, nice. That's a relief. I'm still going Jack.
All right,
still going Jack with that there. I mean, again, performance of a lifetime. The dude reinvigorated his career. Remade himself in every kind of way. The man is a hero to kids in children's hospitals. How are you going to go against Johnny Depp? So, unless you're Amber Heard, it's another story. But figure-wise, yeah, I 1,000% would go Jack all day long. Sorry,
right,
Bucky, with the good hair.
So far, man. Okay, how about you, Steve?
I gotta go Bucky on this one, man.
Woo!
You're
gotta go
crazy, bro.
Dude, GOAT MCU movie, best character in the MCU, Captain America, from my favorite MCU movie,
Sell it, baby. Sell it.
Cap and Bucky. You can never have this
Dude.
figure ever. I would rather have Bucky in my collection right now
You're
than Jack Sparrow.
crazy.
No.
Dude, Johnny Depp single-handedly made pirates cool. You know how hard that is, dude? To
I
make
bet you there's
pirates
some
a thing?
I bet you there's some people out there in the chat who would say I would trade my Jack Sparrow artisan that I have for getting that Bucky. The
Sure,
Bucky
a
craze
broken
was-
clock is right
Show
twice a day. It
yourself.
doesn't mean they're right.
Show yourself,
It's
chat.
crazy. It's Jack.
Anybody in the
Yeah.
chat who has an artisan Jack who would trade it for a Bucky,
Make
let us
yourself known, Jazzy.
You know, I'm not missing this vote.
know. I would rather put Bucky
Yeah.
next to Cap than just never have a Bucky ever and then have a Jack
All
Sparrow.
right, well, we just need to look at the votes, and that'll tell you the story.
Lost mad respect for you tonight, bro.
we got to we got to
That's
get spicy.
Dude, you're talking about a side character who was awesome in one. I mean, in fairness, he's always good, but his best performance was his first performance over
Good.
Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow, which
That's it,
spawned
man.
like a gazillion movies. Like I don't even
I
know.
could live without a Jack Sparrow in my collection, though. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's still my point. Like we're still
Bucky
talking
would
about
fit
the
in
figure.
better. Bucky would fit in better ultimately than Jack Sparrow.
Dude, you're not pairing a sweater with a pair of slacks. We're talking about better figures.
But that's the
Dude.
reason
But I
why
could-
he's picking it.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
See,
the
see,
reason.
you don't have companions with
Jack Sparrow doesn't. He has a freaking ship wheelbase.
He's got
I
the ship
understand
wheel.
it. Like
He's got the
dude,
black pearl.
That's not how I collect, though.
bro. There's no. Way.
I don't collect based on these giant bases. I collect based on what's going to fit in my collection the best.
To be fair, the wheel does not fit very well on that base. So
Fact. There we go. See, exactly. Point proven.
Way to give him a way out, bro.
all right. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad because I thought that would be the reason that some of you would pick Bucky. So I'm glad
Man,
somebody
Bucky's
didn't let
just
me
getting
down.
man after all the people freaked out because they didn't get him. Now everyone's just hating on him. Man,
No one's hating on him, but you can't compare him
the
to Jack Sparrow.
the
That's
sheer-
crazy talk.
Look at the
the
poll.
sheer
dude. Shocker.
savageness of this community.
They'll turn your back on you if you're not careful.
Dude, this guy murdered Tony Stark's parents, and you're voting for him over Captain
Yeah,
Jack
dude.
Sparrow.
He's a parent murderer. What's your
Dude,
problem?
he didn't know what he was doing. Cut him some slack.
Dude,
Cut the guy some slack.
Pretty cut and
man.
dry. Murderer or pirate? I don't
Who
know.
have amnesia. Mm.
He's like, oh, those
Exactly.
parents? Oh, my bad, man. That wasn't.
Those were yours? I thought they were somebody else's.
You guys can go
Whoops.
cancel. You guys can go cancel your Winter Soldier pre-orders now.
I didn't
Dude,
get
I
him.
can't, man.
It's just a game, Steve. Relax.
It's just a game. No, it's not. This is life.
This is my life.
Wait. So are you being approved because they didn't finish the paint apps on the hands? Is that why you're
versus-
choosing Bucky?
Yep. Poor
That's
quality
exactly
control.
right. Yep.
Poor
That's
quality
what it was.
control.
I knew it was a flaw. There was something.
Dude, but Bucky doesn't have a die-cast arm. That's for Brick. I was giving
Touche.
Brick crap.
Touche.
I don't actually care about that. I was giving Brick crap. Every time I bring it up, he feels so bad because I was like, dude, you're literally just calling me out by saying that people said that they wanted a die-cast arm and later said they didn't care. So I just bring it up to him all the time, and he feels so bad about it.
Dude, Jack should have had the hand wraps. That's fact.
He has the hand wraps. He doesn't have painted leather in between his knuckles.
Right. Right.
I would say that those are like kind of part of the wrap, right? Like
I
that
would
goes
say that-
around his fingers.
They're sculpted wrap. if
I
you
would say
want
that
to
Yeah.
Bucky's
clarify.
forehead is also part of the figure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steve.
he's got that forehead, man. Yep.
Hot Toys wasn't even confident enough with this figure to make a sculpted version.
They will. They will.
All right. Connor, what do you think, man? I mean, are you going to burn
So-
Steve at the stake and then join him or what?
No, so we're obviously just joking around because I have both these
Connor's
figures
picking.
on pre-order.
Connor's
Yeah,
picking
facts.
Jack.
I got
Well, I've
one.
already made it clear I'm picking Jack.
Connor's
but
a Disney shill.
Jack, here's the thing about Jack, bro. There's so much more to him than Bucky's outfit. And I do understand like Nick's point, like you have more companion pieces for Bucky, absolutely. But Jack doesn't need companion pieces.
true.
This figure is so unique and so strong on his own. Like he's got so many different parts, like the shrunken head. He's got the compass that attached to his hip.
Pistols.
He's got two flintlock pistols. He's got a
That
sword.
fake plastic water.
The fake plastic water. He's got a ship bottle with the black pearl in it. the ship wheel, the treasure chest, just so much stuff he comes with. It's an amazing figure. Some people are like, it's the best hot toy of all time. It's not. It's not the best hot toy of all time, but it's very good. It's a really good figure. I really like it. And yes, I am a big fan of Disney stuff, like Steve said, but just from a figure execution standpoint, and again, Bucky hasn't been released, so we got to give him some leeway for that. I got to give it to Jack, dude. It's such a great figure, and it's an awesome successor to the DX15. As someone who previously owned it, I really like this figure. Apart from like the hat and the sword not being die cast, and obviously like the issue with the leather not being painted in on his knuckles, but yeah.
Now, if I gave you the loophole,
I'll just get DX15.
that you can get DX15.
All right. No. Let's do that. DX15, but you also have to go against the Bucky that we currently have that's falling to pieces on everybody. Let's do that.
There you go.
Let's be fair.
Decide now.
Right.
But I already want. But I'm saying I would rather have Bucky though.
No, dude. Let's put it DX15 versus the current Bucky, and we'll see. I'll see how the vote goes.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm also going to go Jack here.
I don't want that now.
So 3-1. Let's see what the chat says. 41 votes, 73% said Jack. Sparrows, 26% said.
Good. You're reading yourself.
So
chat.
Steven, you are not alone.
Look at that. I'm in the 25%.
That's right.
One in 4.
Thinks he's so cool now.
Thanks, chat.
Also, we got OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars joining us tonight. Too sweet. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Okay, that was a good one. I like the spiciness. Let's move on. All right. So the reason why we're pinning these two against each other is because we got Darth Malgus, first ever in 6 scale, and you have Vader, which is a badass looking Vader, but we got plenty of Vaders, right? So would this change your mindset on picking one? Like, would you say, well, I'll just get the Obi-Wan Vader and I'll get Darth Malgus? Or are you like, no, Vader's all the way? So we're going to start with our resident Star Wars fan here. We're going to start with Steve on this one.
Oh, I think I'll start with me. Okay.
Well, D-Lo go first.
I mean, I do have 2 guards, in fairness. I'm the only one that has them. So
That's
That
true.
puts you on the upper
My
echelon.
credit-
Upper
God,
echelon
this is
of Star Wars
Graham.
fans.
This is a really good one, Graham, because this is a really good one. Everyone's hyping up this battle damage Darth Vader, but also a lot of people in the community want like, oh, I want the movie accurate version of things. But this figure is getting a lot of hype. This is a good one.
Thank you.
I don't want to go first.
Well, I guess that leaves it up to me then. So I'm going to tell you point blank, and I'm going to call it how I see it here.
One blank period.
There is probably a small percentile of people who genuinely know who Darth Malgus is, outside of doing a little Google researching after, like, who the fuck, like,
Yeah.
after
the
that
fuck
whole
is that
happened.
guy?
Yeah, who's it? Yeah, Conor McGregor on that one there. But I mean, listen, when you do the research and actually find out about Darth Malgus, really cool character, really interesting one to add to the collection. If you're going down that road where you're just picking up everything like Star Wars, and that's cool. But Vader is Vader, dude.
Yes.
Like, we're talking the same way we're talking about Jack. Like, when you think Star Wars, when you talk to anybody about Star Wars, the first most recognizable character in all of Star Wars, in any era of Star Wars, always comes back to Vader. So you instantly, I don't care how many Vaders they make them for a reason. That's like saying, oh, I don't want to get the Iron Man because I already have this color. People will still buy their Iron Mans if that's their focus, because he's that popular. This Vader is probably the most interesting, exciting version of Vader we've ever gotten, because it's not like anything we've had before. Sure, we got a small glance of it with Obi-Wan and got a little bit of a battle damage taste out of that from the show, and now it's great and all. But this takes that statue from Sideshow, the Mythos ones, and it puts it in 1/6. So for us who don't collect statues, who really adore that look, you're getting a 1/6 version of that there. So instantly, you don't have to do a companion thing. Literally, you can put this on a shelf by itself, and your eyes will gravitate
Next to
the
Jack
figure.
Sparrow.
I'm saying all day long, it's going to be Battle Damage Vader. Sorry.
All right.
Connor, you can go.
Yeah, Connor, go ahead.
So he just wants to hear what I have to say, so he'd be like, all right.
All right.
So I've got two. My brain kind of went 2 ways with this one. Number one, like the sensible part of me is like, you should vote for Darth Malgus because there's so many Vaders. But then I'm like, screw that, because Vader is the best character of all time. I'm not just saying best villain of all time. He's the best character of all time. I don't care what anybody says. That's how I feel about it. And there's a Hayden Christensen sculpt in there. And I remember having a toy as a kid where you could remove pieces of the armor off of his body and slowly reveal like the damage on him and stuff. So, dude, this checks all the boxes. And I love what DLO said about, you know, us non-statue guys being able to get a statue type figure with that like Vader helmet silhouette on the cape. This is such a beautiful like art piece that Hot Toys pulled off. And as somebody who's a Vader fan, and I have every 1/6 scale Vader from Hot Toys I've ever done, it's an easy vote for me to go with Vader. And again, like the sensible part of me wants to be like, no, you should vote for Darth Malgus. But if Darth Malgus never got announced, but I got this Vader, I would be perfectly happy, because there is a Sideshow 1/6 scale Darth Malgus that came out years ago, but I never felt the need to jump at it because I know it had like pleather issues and stuff like that. This Vader is sick, dude, and the amount of different poses and stuff you could do with him is just unbeatable.
Steve gonna go against the granite again. Connor, well said, by the way.
Thanks.
This is tough because you can get so many other Vaders, right? Like this is the first time we've gotten this figure outside of like the Sideshow one, so it's really tough because I could say like, yeah, I can have all the other Vaders I currently have right now and not have this one.
Yeah. This was directed at you, by the way.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man.
I can't do it. You have.
I can't do it, dude. Like Vader is too like, yeah, Vader.
Okay.
Vader is like, and also this version, like, I know it's bow damage. It's not really necessarily from a movie, but like, yeah, like Dilo said, it's one of the, if not the coolest looking, you know, aesthetic Vader that we've gotten. But Vader, yeah, like Connor said too, best villain ever. Like, no question, Vader is in my mind the best villain in any movie, in cinema, and like obviously being a Star Wars fan too. So I would go with Darth Vader, but there's part of me that says like I could live with taking a Darth Malgus and be good with the Vaders that I have as well.
Right, that's the sensible part of you. Like
yes,
I was saying,
but because this is such like an iconic character that's way better than Jack Sparrow, I would definitely say I'll go with Vader in this case.
I don't think it's hard as you're making it out to. I'm going to call cap on you on that one there, because you can say that now, but you will 100% be a hype dude the second everybody starts. Oh, I just got my email from Sideshow. You're going to be like,
I mean, I'm going to get both, so it doesn't really matter.
No, I know it doesn't matter. Obviously, real life it doesn't matter here. But I'm saying like vote wise, that is here. Like the will to step away from probably the best, coolest looking Vader of all time being made. Like,
yeah, dude, look what happened to Kenobi Vader after this.
You would 100%. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you.
You can't like. I mean,
it's not as hard as you're making it out to be.
To never have this, yeah, that would hurt. Like, I don't think I could. Yeah, I could do that. But like I said, like, could I live with having these other ones? The other ones are like the true movie accurate Vaders. So like, you can make a case, but I couldn't do it for myself.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of people out there to say like, you know, you can't tell the difference between one Vader to the other, which shame on you for thinking like that.
Shame on you.
But this one here, undisputed, vastly different from any Vader we've ever seen, and arguably probably the coolest looking one. And for a Vader fan, this is too hard to pass up. Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Darth Malgus on this because I'm such a big fan, and I'm going with Darth Vader on this one. This one's pretty easy for me as well. So that is a clean sweep. But we know that Steve had some very dark thoughts about this one. Really quickly, though, I want to say hi to Collector Joey. And while Hot Toys Hotline is the star of tonight, next week, Collector Joey will be our special guest. So we're looking forward to having him on the show. And Vader,
I was about to say,
that's spicy because he's pointing out a single Joker, saying that it's better than Darth Vader in general. So, what do you guys think of that?
His appearance on the show. That's what I have to say. He's done for next week, bro. I'll replace him. I'll come back 2 weeks in a row.
All right, Hotline is back next week as well. Man, that's
a tough pick.
More than spicy.
You could only have a Vader or a definitive Vader or definitive Joker.
Nah, let's give Joey the benefit down. I'm sure he was having a good time tonight. You know, it's
Joey
cool,
is in a
dude.
bad way with everything going on in Dallas.
Yeah,
Eagles win the
right?
Eagles win the Super Bowl. Luka leaves. Joey's out of his
Yeah.
mind right now. Sorry,
Still grieving
Joey.
myself about that one.
I mean, I love Heath Ledger, so don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to pin them against each other because I love
Yeah, it's
them
not
both.
fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me to
But
pick my
Joey-
favorite kid.
Also, can we just like appreciate Darth Malgus is probably going to go down as like one of the like dopest looking Star Wars figures that is out once it comes out. If it
it's
looks
sick,
actually
dude.
like this,
It's sick.
this is one of the coolest figures we've gotten.
Yeah. No, it looks great. I mean, it
Especially
really
if the sculpt hits. Like if they do the sculpt like it's looking in these photos, that thing is crazy good.
Yeah, it is.
No, the Sledge line have been crushing it. Revan, Star Killer, now
Yeah.
Malgus. I mean, it's been really fun to see what they're cooking up lately when it comes to this. So, yeah, it looks great.
Chat was with us. Only 38 votes. Come on, we got 94 in the house. We can get more than 38 votes. But 78% said Darth Vader, 21% said Darth Malgus, and then looks like 1% is
Malgus.
not accounted for. So there's that. All right, we got 2 more left. Let's see if we can get these done. All right, ready for the next one, guys? You ready? All right, we're going to a coming soon.
What,
What
This is-
wacky
this
game
is-
is this?
Okay,
What is
so this is which
Neither
one?
exist.
Which one would you rather see come to fruition? We get the Batcomputers, which I don't know, maybe to some people it's like, oh, it's just computers. But to me, to go with the Jazzing Batmobile, to go with the 89 Batman and all the Jokers, like to me, it's big. But then we also got Drax. Like, come on, give us Drax. So like, which one here do you need more? I guess which one do you want to see actually hit the pre-order window? And who haven't we started with? Sneaker hasn't started, so let's.
Are we talking about this Drax?
Yes, this Drax.
Yes, this
Oh,
Drax.
I would rather have the bat. That's easy. I would rather have the Batcave computer.
I didn't want to say nothing.
I don't want this damn team suit Drax. I'm like, I don't want any of the team suits.
Well,
I
some
don't need
people
this
might
figure.
just want a Drax.
Don't need this figure. Like I've been saying the whole time. Like when you don't have a whole team suit is like for me, like just not something I'm into. If you can't like complete the whole squad, this is like Bad Batch without getting tech at the end. That would feel so wrong to me.
Yeah.
That would have been okay.
That would hurt my soul. What?
We didn't get
What was that?
Omega. That hurts.
Oh, sorry. I probably shouldn't have picked tech because that then kind of makes sense. We'll say whatever. Wrecker.
Yeah, tech kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wrecker's gone. Oh, it's still too soon.
And,
for my,
and just so you guys,
my soul.
He already says Drax. So
No, man. I would rather have that. I just don't care about Drax in a team suit. I'd rather have a true definitive version of Drax. You know, not team suit Drax.
Yeah.
And Batcave computer would be sick to have.
Dude, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
How
Be
long
really
has
cool if
this
they ever did that.
been coming soon for?
A long while.
Year and a half? Has it been 2 years?
Yeah. Because I think that got shown around the time that we saw
Batmobile, right?
the Vulture, right? Wasn't that like close to the
Oh,
time
that's
we
been
saw
like
the
a few
Vulture?
years
I
then,
don't know.
right?
I feel
It's
like
been a minute. When they
Chat,
first
let us
announced
know.
the 89 2.0, like they did show it off,
Yeah.
the two of them together. So,
Oh, okay.
Man.
But no, I think they might have shown it soon before that as well too. I think they brought it back when. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
I
I
think
think it
that's what happened.
returns,
It
right?
was
It
way
popped back up
before.
when they showed the 89.
Yeah.
Batmobile.
So it showed up a couple times at conventions.
Damn. It looks so cool.
It does. And sad things, you pick two things that we'll never get apparently. So this is a tough call.
That was my next question. Do you think they will actually give us the Batcomputer?
Of all the things you could have rescued on this
Oh,
list,
God,
here,
that's
you pick
funny.
these two things.
Well,
What-
especially with having the Batmobile in like a DF, for example, you have so much space that's unused. So then
Yeah.
if you like propped up the Batcomputers kind of in the corner, man, how cool would that look?
Yeah, I mean that's the first thing that came to my mind. That's why I was going to lean towards the Batcomputer right away, just because thinking to myself like, dude, I pair that with my 89 Batmobile and Keaton, money. That's a beautiful setup right
Chef's
there
kiss.
all day. Drax, I mean, kind of like we were talking about Captain America, right? That's not the Drax I prefer. I'm more of a Guardians of the Galaxy 2/IW/in-game kind of look for Drax. That's my go-to there. And yeah, I mean, when you wait so long to get the version you want, you're just willing to, at this point, you're willing to wait for the right one. So this one here doesn't do it for me, quite frankly. They had their chance. They could have had my money, but they decided to make their choices, and I'm over it. You know, I moved on. So Batcave all day long. Batcomputer for the Batcave all day long for me.
All right, Mr. Hotline.
This one is also easy for me. I personally think the prototype, at least for this Drax, looks pretty bad. I'm not a huge fan of it, and I'm with DLO. Like having Drax with a shirt on is just weird to me. Like, 'cause, you know, that's the Drax that we know and love. You know, the shirtless Drax who just runs in and, you know, smashes people. And you know, us getting this Drax won't fill the void because we're still not getting. You know, there's still no Mantis in the team suit. There's still no Gamora to go with it. So I don't know. I feel like it's too little too late. I abandoned this line once I realized it wasn't going to pan out how I'd hoped. I abandoned this line. So yeah, easy one for me, especially because Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman. I really wanted this Batcave computer, and I remember when they showed it again, like D-Lo was saying, everyone was really excited, including myself, and I was disappointed that one didn't pop up. But I do see the Batcave being one that just sits in the graveyard forever, because it's just like, it's not a normal thing for Hot Toys to do, you know. And unfortunately, the more unique stuff doesn't always happen. So easy choice, but I really don't see either one of these happening.
Wow, you just made me really sad.
I will say this though. I will say this to make you a little bit maybe happy. I do see them doing the Guardians from Volume 1 very soon. And I think that's our chance to get a Drax, not this one. Forget about this one. I do think, and Steve and I have kind of talked about this a few times. I think they're going to do the Volume 1 Guardians again, because the anniversary, is it this year, I think?
Yeah,
I think the
10
anniversary
year.
is this year. Yeah, so I could see them doing it, dude. I think it's time for them to do the Volume 1 Guardians again. Give us a you know, pleather that won't flake, some nylon or whatever they decide to use on it. I'm all for it. So I think that's our chance to get Drax finally. I think that's probably what they've been saving it for. This team suit just ain't it for me. And I know it sucked for those who bought the other 3 figures. Or was it? Well, 3, I guess, if you count Groot. But yeah, not a fan.
Dude, imagine how many customers they lost from this line because of that. Like, you teased the whole crew, and we're all like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, just more time went, and people just started dropping off. I know X-Man was one of them who was just like, I'm just out. And yeah, same thing for me. Like, when this stuff got announced, I was like, I'm all in. Love the movie. This is gonna be great. And now I'm just back to collecting. Like, I bought a Volume 1 Groot, and I'm back to just Volume 1, Volume 2 Guardians, basically. So
The best.
it's kind of where we're at. But I kind of agree, though. The team suits aren't the best look, but man, Star-Lord looks so good. Like, I thought Nebula looked amazing. So, I mean, there's some good figures, and it's kind of just a shame that...
But, dude, look at the blown opportunity here. Like, forget about us who've been collecting these figures for the longest time, right? Think about the newer collectors who weren't around for those movies either, and they have none of these characters. You had a perfect opportunity to capitalize on new collectors coming out and wanted to support their favorite Marvel team, and you stopped halfway through and you didn't finish it up there. Like, think of the message you're sending to those guys who just got into collecting. So
Right.
it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't, because you can pump out whatever for 2,500, but you can't give us a Drax, any kind of Drax whatsoever. Something's definitely up there where it's like it's got to be a legal thing at this point. I'm just absolutely convinced either Batista is blocking it, or I don't know, he wants too much money, whatever the case may be. It's just it just doesn't make sense at this point.
That seems so weird, because Batista, like, he's a collector himself. So you think he would want this to come out?
He collects lunch pails, dude. I've seen the video.
You think he'd want it to come out, though, as a collector? Lunch boxes, D-Lo.
Lunch pails.
And I know, like,
he's something though when you don't have the license, you know.
Is he trapped behind that licensing with the WWE? I know, like The Rock owns his likeness or whatever, but I know aren't some people kind of trapped? Like, I know there's issues with the
Casca Reeves, Sasha Banks.
Casca Reeves, yeah, it took him forever to work out the licensing.
I feel like Drax would have came, but when did the first Drax come out? Because that would have been during like his involvement.
Guardians 1. It was a long time.
So that would have probably been his involvement at some point within WWE. When did he retire WWE?
I don't know.
It's got to be at least 10 years ago at this point.
I think it's got to be probably like.
But when he retired, did that release the likeness, or did they have a deal?
Probably not.
Where, you know,
because they do things like in WWE, they have something called like Legends contracts as well too. where
Right,
they
like
kind of
Hulk
like
Hogan figures and crap, they still
right,
make all that stuff.
so they can still
yeah.
sell merchandise for those older retired wrestlers. And
He
stuff. So
retired
it's
after
possible.
he retired in 2019. So like that first figure was able to come out. Like that would the WWE blocking it would be. I feel like would be.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's tough.
I don't know,
Tough to
man.
speculate.
He's been in a lot of stuff, and now that you mention, I don't think I've outside of that one figure from, which is weird because you think about it, they did make him in the first movie, so it's just kind of weird that we can't get him again. But I don't know, unless he signs something new that kind of blocks this kind of stuff without getting approval from them. Who knows? That's possible. But yeah, I don't care. Hot Toys, figure it out, get it done.
Yeah.
Because if I see Inart make his character from Dune, we're gonna have a chat.
We're gonna have a real big problem.
That'll be Og Toys, bro, because they plan on making so many figures from Dune.
That's another point. That's a good point as well too. So yeah, I mean, other companies have the license. If he pops up somewhere else, I'm gonna be where the F is my Drax.
Well, I'm going with the Batcomputers as well. So another clean sweep. I thought this would be a little tougher than it is. I'm gonna end this poll as well.
Edge of Tomorrow, one of the best.
Dude, that's a great movie.
Which one?
Edge of Tomorrow?
That's an awesome movie. You kidding
that's
me?
an
With the
amazing
mech
movie.
Oh,
suits?
it's cool, man.
Yeah. No.
It's just funny.
No, it's not.
It's just
It's
random. It's a good
just
movie.
funny. It's just
random.
funny
Well,
you
'cause he was
putting that in the
talking
chat during
Hey,
this.
Rick was talking about 2014 movies. That was 2014.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Fuck, man.
What did Brick say though? Which movies?
Oh,
I don't know, he was
Guardians.
just-
Guardians
he was
10th.
listing some.
Guardians 10 year was in 20. They came out in 2014, so it was
He
2024.
just said 2014 is best year for movies.
Because
And then he was naming some.
this is what we were talking about. Like, because when was this is another thing is the Captain America's 10-year anniversary, but it was announced so late in 2024.
Yeah,
That's
it's
another thing
usually
too. So
delayed
like,
a little bit.
I wonder if they like could still do. I guess it would have to be like early. They would have to announce it soon. I feel like at this point.
I mean, look at Best
That
Ben
was
Luke though.
Guardians.
He was like almost a year after the 45th anniversary ended. So, or the 40th anniversary. Sorry.
Yeah. So it could, I guess, potentially still happen. But I think like they're gonna revisit Guardians, man. It's gonna happen at some point.
They're revisiting all this stuff, man.
Yeah, everything.
I mean, I think
When you just got
honestly,
the new sculpt too for Chris Pratt. So
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
no, for me, like I'm thinking of Gamora. Like honestly, I haven't stopped thinking. I forget
Artisan.
which show we talked about here, but I think someone brought it up here, where like an artisan Gamora would be something that's. Now I'm not excited about everything being artisan, right? But when you say something like a Gamora, long hair figure like that, definitely could use the PERS operating system. Like that would be an excellent candidate for that. And honestly, I don't think we're gonna get Guardians 1 right away. So I want to put my guess into this as well too. I think all this stuff when it comes out, it's gonna come out of the Endgame banner. I really feel it. I feel like that's just like one license that they can literally go back to time and time again and produce a figure from another movie they like just because they look like that at the end of Endgame as well too, such as like Drax, for example. You know, and if we get like an artisan Gamora, it might be like her, technically your Guardians of the Galaxy 1 look, but that's how she looked in Endgames, and we'll get her through that.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
think that license is going to be like the way they get around some of these loopholes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Could see it.
well said. Good conversation. I'm actually a little surprised. Chat said 66% Batcomputers, 33% said Drax as well. It sounds like people are just kind of over it, or this isn't the iconic Drax they want. So I think a lot of people would have maybe put up with this one, but would anybody here, if this was announced timely, would anybody here have put this with your other Guardians that weren't Volume 3 and just kind of mix and mash?
I'd go all in on Guardians
Never.
3.
Okay.
Right. It's like you either do them all or it's gonna look super silly.
All right.
The only one you can get away with that is Rocket, just because it's kind of close to what he typically wears in most movies, anyways.
Right.
But everybody else, it just looks out of place.
Sure. All right. Okay, guys, we got one left. All right. Don't judge me. This is
a
nothing
great start.
personal, but it's personal for me.
Oh boy.
I want to know who would pick the Hot Toys Doback or the Sideshow Jabba the freaking Hutt. Who wants to start first on this one? Oh, look at that. Clinton already says Jabba.
Oh, Steve, you're a resident Star Wars.
I mean, I can answer. So, realistically, I
do have 2 guards out.
I did pick because I never ordered the Sideshow Jabba, so I guess I kind of made that decision. If I was looking back on it now, I probably would have bought the Jabba instead, though.
But which one would you rather have?
I'd rather have the Jabba, but you know, it just
never
sounds
have a
weird.
Dewback ever again.
I'd rather have the Jabba though.
Wrong with
Get
you?
the Sideshow one.
I'd like.
No.
The thing is, I never ordered the Jabba, so it sounds weird saying I'd rather have the Jabba, but I'd rather have the Jabba between these two.
That's not weird at all.
It's just a giant piece, like you were saying earlier. Like you really need to have a lot of space for this thing, and it's like we don't have a Bib Fortuna, which kind of sucks because that would be a really cool piece to put with this. Cool. But I feel like you could have like Boba Fett standing on it or whatever, and make it look cool. So I definitely wish I would have bought it, but I also don't regret it when it comes to space because I've seen it in person at a comic shop. It's massive. So yeah.
Damn. You know, if you had the Sideshow Jabba the Hutt and Hot Toys ever did decide to redo it, you could still use that platform and put Boba on the throne on that platform.
Yeah, that is true.
That'd be pretty sick.
Do they actually? I guess they come separate in the box, like the Jabba separates from the platform.
Oh, yeah.
Graham, I love how you're like, I'm out of space, so I'm gonna have 2 Jabba thrones sitting right
I got
there.
cases coming. I got cases coming.
I'm gonna have Jabba on his throne, and I'm gonna put Boba in his throne on Jabba's throne.
This is like 5 years down the road.
2 giant platforms.
If Hot Toys announced Jabba the Hutt, it's still gonna be like 2 years out.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
I think honestly, if Sideshow, Hot Toys, whoever makes Jabba, whichever one you get, I don't feel like you're gonna really feel the need to have to go pick up the other one with that particular character, in my opinion. Just because, I mean, there's gonna be zero articulation, or if they do, why? You don't need it. It's Jabba, right? I mean, what can you really do? Just give him like the choke out scene where his tongue is kind of out like that? I mean, yeah, you mean, who cares?
I'm still iffy if they're actually even going to tackle this, but
I am going to go Doback.
No. You cannot do that because you've already picked Jabba in the past. Steve, am I right?
I am very surprised, but continue.
I'm going to go Doback, dude. I'm on board. I
Right.
want this Doback. I'm going to figure out how to get this into my collection. Jabba is awesome. And I feel like any kind of representation of Jabba, just because it's going to be a massive statue or figure or whatever format you get him in, he's going to do the same thing. So for me, I'm kind of going towards Doback in this one.
Even though you stuck up for me a couple weeks ago, now you're changing your mind. All right.
I'm changing my mind. I have a preference. You made me choose. I chose. This is your fault, not mine.
This is really tough, man. This is really tough because I have such a vision for the Doback, and I just paid my invoice today, actually.
Congrats.
For my Doback. Shout out to Undergraphic, yes. So hopefully I'll be shipping very soon. But I don't know, man. This is really tough because Jabba is more iconic. But also, like, Jabba is a space killer. Like, the Doback is big, but Jabba is, like I was saying, like, this is you have to dedicate.
I don't think he's bigger. He's not bigger than the Doback.
But you have to dedicate, like, still, you have to pick what you're going to dedicate to. And there is a lot more right now that you can build around the Doback and the Sand Troopers, like R5D4, Jabba, Gonk Droid, Farm Boy Luke, Obi-Wan, that you can build around the Doback.
Raiders.
There's really
Tusken Raiders, baby.
Yeah, Tusken Raiders. There's not really a whole lot right now that we have. Jabba's going to be sitting there. You have Boba Fett.
C-3PO, R2-D2, Luke Skywalker.
Are you going to put a Return of the Jedi Luke by Jabba, though? Like, are you going to have him, facing, like, you're going to look at his back? You know what I mean? Like,
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, I feel like right now, I don't know, Jabba's more iconic, but the Doback, dude, is just something that for me is so nostalgic, and I just love the Doback so much. And Sand Troopers are just like peak for me. So I gotta go, my boy Dewey, Gary D.
Dewey.
My
Gary
man.
D. Gary the
So-
Doback.
Gary. Someone wanted to know. Bet you didn't think I knew the answer, but I did. His name's Gary.
I'm actually shocked. So I just looked up the dimensions. The Doback is bigger in every dimension.
There you go.
I would have never guessed that, dude. I would have never guessed
But
that.
you can I feel like you can shift him around and move him in different areas a lot more versatile. Like he's a lot more versatile positioning wise
My
than
mind was
Jabba.
going
Jabba's
there.
just like a brick.
My
Yeah,
mind was
he's gotta be
going there, but
this
then I
way.
looked up the dimensions and I'm like, I did not expect that.
You
Every
could still have the
dimension
back
is
half
bigger.
shelf in there. And
But
then
another thing
put-
is, say, like
Or
for me,
maybe, I don't know.
for me, I have a corner, or like if you can have him coming looking straight at you, that saves all your lateral space. Jabba is a brick. Like he is a giant he's going to go one way. Maybe you angle him a little bit, but he's going to take up a giant chunk. You can at least angle the Doback a lot differently. Have him face either direction, turn him however you want. You just have a little bit more versatility there.
It's still
for me.
awkward either way because like from personal experience, like getting like the bark speeders, they're so awkward to get to fit and and not make it look weird. You know what I mean? So it's like no matter which one you pick. Obviously Jabba, you only have one real configuration for it. It's just kind of side to side, so you're looking at it from the front. But yeah, I'm excited for the Doback. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna orient it. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Gary.
I'll tell you right now, if you throw a third one in here that wasn't even 1/6, I'd pick the barge over all this.
The sail
time I-
barge.
I would
Yeah.
pick the sail barge. Yeah, I would.
1/6
100%.
sail barge.
That's
No,
a
no, not the 1/6.
the
you're talking about the HasLab?
The ASLab one. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's
that's
really cool.
sick.
Like I've
Massive,
seen that in
massive
shops, and
piece.
I'm in
It's
awe.
huge,
and
dude.
the
Yeah.
price tag is so unreal for that thing, but
That thing was $500 when it came out, man.
it's
Yeah,
way
now
more
it's
than that
what
now.
like 2,500
Yeah, it's like 2K.
plus.
Yeah, it's
that's a lot.
stupid money.
insane.
But I mean, if I can throw in a bonus one, I'd pick the barge over all three, over all the other two. Excuse me.
What if we threw in Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper with speeder, smaller but yet still iconic? Would that factor in any which
don't
way?
have that
Would you
one yet.
rather have that?
Damn.
I have that. I think that's more. I personally think that's probably more iconic than the Doback set. But the Doback set, the detail is just nuts. So I feel
Yeah.
like I'd rather have that just because the detail is so good.
Some people might want the Doback because it is more massive and impressive, but some people might want.
Oh, dude,
the
in person, it's gonna
speeder
look
'cause it's-
amazing.
It's gonna be so cool.
Like
man.
I have the Blurg, and that's a really impressive piece. So
That
this
thing's
looks
huge.
it is. It's like upward space because I got it with Kuil. I didn't get like the Mando version too, but yeah, it's gonna look sick in person. I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'm just not excited for the space it's gonna take up. It's
Yeah.
a huge piece.
It's a commitment for sure.
Yeah.
gonna look cool.
Well, I'm with Connor on this one. I'm going with Jabba. It's easy for me. Super easy. We talked about it in the past when the Doback came out, and I said I'd rather dedicate that space for something that's more iconic, like Jabba the Hutt. So, and from people I've talked to in the videos I've seen, it still stands up today. So, I think the only thing that I've ever seen with Jabba the Hutt that people have complained about is the like the little seam
Yeah, the
lines.
jawline.
Yeah.
But I've also heard when you're at a normal viewing distance, you don't see those, so it's not really a big deal.
That
but
can be
man,
that can be fixed. Like Hot Toys could just make that
And from
seem
far
crazy.
back, you wouldn't even notice it,
Right.
honestly.
And the reason why Steve and DLO laugh at this is because I am seriously considering
It's
getting.
not
this
about
Jabba
us.
the
It's
Hutt,
about him,
so.
really. That's what this
Well,
like.
Dude, it was like me with the Yoda hut. Like I was like, am I really gonna buy it? Because I knew it was massive. I remember saying to Steve, I was like, dude, like this thing is massive, man. And
That thing
like,
looks cool too.
but the moment I sat it in my display, I was like, it was all worth it. Because I love
Mhm.
Empire Strikes Back, and the Dagobah scenes are like that's like one of my favorite scenes. That whole sequence, and you know, the Cave of Evil and everything, and then we have like the Cave of Evil head from the Bespin Luke, and like, dude, it makes sense for me. But I don't know, man. If it's on your mind, like you said, who knows if Hot Toys is going to do one, and if they do, it's going to be a while. And to be
Right.
fair, the Sideshow one is they've done multiple versions. This particular version, the nicer one, is not that old. Like it only sold out, I think, in what 2021.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that they would kind of do what they've done with their other Sideshow stuff and like
Reissue.
reissue.
I'll tell you
it,
what
but-
I regret is not getting the full size Rancor. I regret that so much, dude. I regret that so much. And then they did that little baby one, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want that. I should have got, dude. I regret that so much. I should have got that Rancor.
There's some pretty cool stuff there for Sideshow yet. I mean, a lot of that stuff's outdated, but like Probe Droid,
Yeah, the probe droid's sick.
you know, the Tauntaun statue, like some of their like 6 scale statue stuff is really pretty cool too.
They used to do so much. That's why the Scum and Villainy line, though a lot of people aren't going to pick up those figures, I hope they expand on that, because those, you know, like, no one was ever going to do those characters. Maybe Greedo, I could see Hot Toys maybe randomly doing one time, but those other characters, they were never going to touch those. So I hope that we see the golden age of Sideshow again. And we're kind of seeing it, right? With, like, you know, they're doing like David from the Lost Boys. They're doing Beetlejuice, Tim Curry, Pennywise. So I hope, you know, and people have their words with how they feel about Sideshow stuff. I've been pretty pleased for the most part. Of course, I've had some issues here and there. Like the Sideshow Clone Wars Star Wars line, most of those figures were pretty bad. The Cad Bane's awesome. I love the Cad Bane. It's not going to be for everybody, but the non-Star Wars stuff, lately they've been doing a really great job. So I hope they go back to the Star Wars dioramas and stuff, like the Cantina chairs and like Jabba the Hutt and like all the little play sets they did. Just a lot of cool stuff they used to do in the past.
Yeah, we need stuff like that, man. I mean, eventually, like, you can keep getting all these figures over here, but I mean, kind of the reason why I kind of sided with Steve going Doback is just like, you know, I'm basically creating, you know, Tatooine in this one case, you know, and that's a pretty cool thing because you add in all the livelihood of all the extra, you know, characters in there, the Tusken Raiders, the Jawas, the Gongs, you know, all that other stuff. It really makes it feel like a New Hope in that case. So, and that's kind of what that stuff with Sideshow, like Connor was talking about, like that's huge because it's all about environments, all about creating that atmosphere for your collection to really make it come to life here. So yeah, man, I really hope that Sideshow does start doing more stuff like this and also going back to some of that stuff that really was really nice that they don't do anymore, just because it just helps a collection look really, really nice. So yeah, I'm rooting for it too. I agree with Connor on that for sure.
Well, and I think the Doback did really well, so I'm really hoping it opens the door to other stuff. Wampas, Tauntauns, Jabbas, whatever the case may be. Like, keep bringing it, because you can't do vehicles. So,
yeah, they're so weird with their vehicles lately. Like, obviously, they've been doing a lot of the smaller scale vehicles, like the Batman Batcycle. We got the tactical suit Batcycle from the Flash or whatever that suit, that ugly suit. They're doing a lot of random small vehicles, and it's like I'm shocked that we never saw that 2022. I was sure that when they showed it again with some updates that I was sure we were going to see it, and that's why I ultimately jumped on the Jazz Inc. one. And you know, Steve, I told Steve, like, I can't resist it, dude, especially after we saw that the next film got pushed back so far. I'm like, I'm so glad that you and everybody else convinced me to grab the Jazz Inc. because I would have been so pissed, dude, waiting all that time, and it just sucks. I wish they would do more vehicles, but a lot of people who collect other like Jazz Inc. stuff are probably like probably shouldn't do more vehicles, but it's cool. Their price points are just so good for their vehicles. It's hard to beat. It really is. So,
right. Like, even Luke's speeder would have been nice. Sorry.
I'm just kidding. No, Luke's speeder would have been really. I mean, I could still see them doing that. Like, I could see that being an OT announcement, like Luke's land speeder. And then, like, when you have that and a Tauntaun, that and a Doback, like, that's where, like D'Lo said, you start building out Tatooine. That right now is easier than building out, like, with Jabba. There's just not enough for me. Like, I'm not going to go out and get, like, Jabba and then get another 3PO, another R2-D2. Like, I'm not going to go. That's just a huge undertaking right now. There's not enough other figures. Like, I would want, like, Skiff Guard Lando, Boosh Leia.
Right.
Then you have to buy Han and Carbonite. Like, there's just so much more you have to buy too at that point. But the one thing I really want Sideshow to reissue is that E-Web blaster cannon for the Snow Troopers.
Yes.
That's like my ultimate chase accessory, like, forever.
And it sells for a lot. And I know that thing's probably brittle as crap too.
It's so cheaply made though, but it's so much. It's so much.
I want one at some point. Hopefully they would redo it or do something, but that is such a cool piece, like, to go with
I agree.
Snow Troopers.
Man, keep the Star Wars conversations coming, boys. So, but for tonight, we are going to call it. Hope you guys had fun. Connor, thank you so much for being our special guest. I hope you enjoyed your time here. You're always welcome. If you want to just let us know what you got going on your channel, everybody can subscribe to my friends' channels if you haven't already. But Connor, what is going on with Hot Toys Hotline?
Just kind of, you know, almost every Tuesday. You know, sometimes we take off. This week we didn't end up going live, which, you know, there wasn't too much going on in the Hot Toys world anyway, and I knew I was coming on here, so I'm like, you know, they'll see me over there, and we'll be able to hear my thoughts about Captain America and everything. But yeah, usually with reviews, I just kind of review what comes in. Darth Maul should be here any day now, so I'll be doing a review on Darth Maul, and then I guess that will be heading your way, Graham, and you'll be taking a look at that figure as well.
Nice.
So excited to take a look at that. I have a few videos that I've filmed partial of, and I've just been so busy I have to finish them. So I got many videos in the pipeline, and I usually just kind of, when I get figures in, I kind of gauge like how many other videos have been done on this. That's my approach to YouTube. I know some people are like, I'll just review everything I get. I just don't have the time to do that. So I'm like, let me maximize and let me try to review stuff that other people haven't done. So like, for example, I did get the Mars Toys 66 Alfred. I got that early for review. So I did put up a review for that, I think the middle of last week. Great figure. If you guys are collecting the Mars Toys 66 line, those figures are awesome. Any new Batman stuff, I'm just excited for. I love Batman, so kind of most of us here on the panel, and especially I know DLO, Steve, and I were just going absolutely nuts with the Batman stuff. But I love it, man. I'm really, really enjoying collecting the Batman stuff, and all these side characters just make me so happy. So looking forward to all the Batman stuff coming from Yost. I know he put up his little update video, and he showed a ton of new information for Batman stuff. And he showed that Batman the Animated Series prototype for the most part. Like, it wasn't fully put together, but that was really exciting for me. So yeah, just like I said, reviewing figures as they come in, and kind of as I gauge which ones I want to review, I'll review them.
Awesome. Appreciate you again being staying up late with us on the East Coast. DLO is now not the only one who is losing sleep, so we appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Steve, let's go to you next.
I don't really got too much going on. You guys can come hang out with me on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central, for the show that I do, Sunday Showcase, live every week, and that's pretty much it. But I might do some stuff because, yeah, I have to. A lot of people already know, but I have to get a second surgery on Monday, so I'm going to be kind of put out for a while. But hopefully, I can have some time to actually maybe do some content while I'm recovering and stuff. It shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to try and hopefully do some extra stuff within the next couple weeks. But otherwise, come hang out with me on my Sunday show.
Maybe a room tour is in the foreseeable future.
Maybe like end of March. We'll
Delayed
see.
again.
It's really hard, and I'm picky. Like, I really want everything that I have to be in order. And like, I'm behind right now. Like, there's like a bunch of figures that I have to open and still display. So I'm just behind. I don't want to half-ass it when I do my like actual tour. I want it to be like the stuff that I have is done. I'm caught up, and it looks good when I do it. I don't want to like, oh, I have 10 figures in boxes and this is incomplete over here. I want it to be like, this is where I'm at, up to date.
Fair enough. All right, man. Well, hey, we hope Monday goes smooth for you, and I'm sure everybody will be keep you in their thoughts and prayers, and we'll definitely be checking up on you. So we hope that goes well.
Thank you.
DLO The Collector. I know you got to be working on something over there.
Dude, the lab is busy, bro. The lab is busy. I'm the worst person to do YouTube because I tell myself I'm going to complete a project, and I have so many of them just like that need to be worked on, kind of like Connor was saying about his stuff. And I get sidetracked because I told you guys last week, I'm like on this kick now of trying to light up everything in my collection. Like, that's been like a big exciting thing to rejuvenate some of these figures that I have here. And I ran out of USB ports. So when I did the construction of the 2.0 collection room over here, I added USB ports into every single one of those cases. But the more lighting I've done, more USB ports I need. So I literally, this past weekend, no lie, I took out all my figures and I pulled them out, and then I pulled all my cases out because I still had my LED, that looks like this one over here. I had that one right behind this corner, and it fell a couple episodes ago, like a couple months ago, live while we were doing the stream. And it's been sitting there this whole time. If you go back to my tour, you can actually see it on the floor because I refused to get that. But I finally got back there, and I got it out. And I said, I'm going to upgrade my USB ports. So now I have like 20 USB ports per case now. So like, I am future-proofing the hell out there, because the light lighting is the future, ladies and gentlemen. USB is becoming more common, so USB-C, excuse me. So like, yeah, get your figures lit up. It's gonna change how you feel about them. So I spent all weekend putting everything back. I actually had to use my own collection tour as a reference to put my figures back to where I had them. No lie. Don't know how I did it the first time because it was a pain in the ass to do it again. But that being said, working on doing that. I've got a couple videos that are already done. I just got to edit them, a couple tweaks, and I can put them out. So expect the content to come out next week. First one being finally, my trip to Orlando, Florida, where I went to Gods and Monsters, the collection store over there. Really cool store, very unique place. You're going to love that video when it comes out there. But outside of that, yeah, I'm just trying to keep my schedule of being a collector and being a YouTuber on track. So this week I'm going to be a YouTuber, give you guys some videos. Next week, maybe I'll take a break and do some more collector kind of stuff, but it will come. And when it comes, I always bust my ass to give you the best possible version of whatever I'm shooting there. So stay tuned for that.
All right. Very nice.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes,
one
go
more thing.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Because I forgot to say it in the beginning of the show when you mentioned it. So I want to make sure I end the show at least saying this. Shout out one more time to Mr. Brick Artemis and the family, Mrs. Artemis and baby Artemis. Hope everybody's well, happy, and healthy. We are very happy for you here, buddy, and we miss you, and we can't wait till you come back. So I just want to make sure I leave it on that. Give my boys flowers.
Amen. Amen to that. As you were talking about lighting, I actually finally did a short video because work has been extremely busy the last couple weeks, and it will be extremely busy the next couple weeks. So I've been having a hard time trying to find just that time to make videos, but I was able to make one today. It's probably the most common question I get is how do you light your stuff in your display? So I just did a quick video on all the components that I use and how it kind of works and how, the ease of use with the remote outlets. I use these bad boys. DLO, are you still using this? Hey.
We're not as remote, dude. That's what it looks like.
We're not as techie as Steve here with the Alexa and all that stuff, but
you will be.
But yeah, so that video is coming because again, I've had a lot of questions about that stuff. So yeah, that'll be coming early members tomorrow, and then general access probably on Friday. So outside of that, maybe next week I'll do a collection update because, dude, since the beginning of the year, it has totally flipped. So and we got more stuff coming in. My Jazzing Batmobile is somewhere in the ocean right now. So yeah, excited for that too.
At least you got your metal receipt.
Yes. Look at this, Connor. I'm 2235. Look at that.
So fancy.
Nice. I don't have mine yet. I think my Batmobile is supposed to ship on the 25th.
Okay.
To ship. My 2022, I actually got the battle damaged nameplate. Steve actually pointed it out to me. I sent it to him, and he was like, "Is that not the battle?" He's like, "You got the battle damage version?" I was like, "No." So I hit up Yost. He said he was going to send me a replacement. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I got the battle damage. I got a really good number too. Steve was like, "How is yours lower than mine?" I was like, "I don't know."
I was like, "Oh, it's
and then
weathered."
He noticed it. Yeah, he noticed. He's like, "Yeah, it's the wrong nameplate."
Weathered on there.
Weathered.
Yeah, because he got his first. I'm like, I don't know how mine. I have no idea. So, yep.
Well, I hope that gets to you soon. That's
I'm sure it will.
Thanks for bursting his bubbles, Steve.
I know. I was like, dude,
he had a weathered version of the metal receipt was false.
It tracks.
Steve was so mad that I got a better serial number than him. He had to over.
I said, "How was yours lower?" Hold on a second.
He's like, he's got his little like eyeglass in his hand. He's like looking at my nameplate, dude. Like,
stop! This must be a mistake. Hold on.
He's like, no, this can't be. This is the weathered version, right? I was like, oh, thanks, man.
The story tracks. I believe Connor 100%.
Dude, you're welcome. You're welcome. Imagine noticing that. Like, he would have fixed it either way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he would have, but I would have been like, damn, I can't believe I didn't notice that.
He could just print you a new one either way.
I wonder what happens to the old one. He didn't say I was gonna have to send it back, so I could just like.
No, you can keep it as a misprint.
Like, is he gonna like write a new plate and my version is void? You know what I mean? Like the same serial number. Like that confuses me. I don't know.
All right, well, we're gonna call it a night. Happy Wolfpack Wednesday, everybody. Thank you all for joining the show and for making it as exciting as always. Thank you, Hot Toys Hotline, for being the special guest tonight. We'll be back next week with Collector Joey as our special guest. And who knows? I don't know if Steve will make it or not, but we'll see. We'd like
Game time decision.
Yeah, we'll
We'll see
like
how I'm feeling.
prop you
We'll
up
see how I'm
against
feeling.
your chair and see if you can
We'll
make
see
it.
how I'm
But
feeling.
yeah, we'll see how next week goes. But good to see everybody here today. Have a great rest of the week. Till next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Too sweet, everybody. Woof. Wolfpack out. Anybody want to give us a howl? You have 3, 2, 1.
My girlfriend's sleeping. I can't.